broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Harder, harder. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. Oh, wait, I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Harder, harder. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. Harder, harder.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I play exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all, standing tall. Fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know
Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind.
for tonight. Come with me. Blindly. You know when you keep running, but your legs are standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free. Just for tonight, let your thoughts be free. Just for tonight, would you come with me? Just for tonight, let the lines get blurred.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the most monumental event of the season. We're in here with the grand finals between Team Canada and GGDD, and I'm joined by Fortrix.
Yeah, it's trophy season over here in the esports hub, tournament scene, league scene, whatever you guys want to call this competition at its finest. And man, I'm so stoked to be here commentating over these two super powerhouse teams throughout the competition alongside my homie Comica, man. Yeah, like you just can't get better than this, you know?
Oh yeah, you really can't. Guys, we're going to look at these rosters real quick, and we're going to show you just how good of a situation we find ourselves in these grand finals. We've got, again, GGDD and Team Canada are the names. I'm just going to go over a few of the names of the people in here. We've got Gwyn and Dak over on the side of GGDD. Again, they are the team that put Team Canada into the losers bracket in the first place, and I've seen these people in many CODs prior, and they are amazing. They're awesome. But you got a full roster stacked with amazing people on the other side of Team Canada, very well known. And we'll see just how well they do right now as we get into this Berlin. Trix, any last words before we get going with the game?
Rotations, man. This is hard point. And when you are up against a team at your team's level, if not, you know, maybe a little bit higher up, especially we're looking at Team Canada, they have already lost to these guys in a 3-1 fashion. I'm looking at them to improve those rotations and be on top of their game when it comes to those rotations, especially the money hills. And Comica, I'm feeling like you might be a bit familiar with those money hills as well, right? The P3, the P2, the P1 off of, you know, into the second rotations and third rotations. Even that P4 could be turned into a money hill if properly defended and kept guarded, right?
Yeah, it really all depends on how well you can overall control. I'd say on a lot of the hills, there are just serious cutoff positions that can destroy you no matter what side of the map you're coming from, the close spawns or the far spawns. There's one spot in particular for either spawn that you do not want somebody to be getting into. And it's just effective in terms of you can turn most hills into money hills, except for obviously P5 because there's so many cutoff points. But by and far, it's how much you can keep the choke points contested while you still have control over the hill, and that's what is going to make or break you getting a lot of time off of it.
Yeah, 100%, right? It's the contest time. And ultimately, I feel like a huge factor on top of obviously the contesting and where you're positioning people is just making sure that you're keeping a solid track of the numbers your team has on the map at a time. Making sure that your team has the numbers and or has either a numbers advantage or equal numbers when trying to break into a hill will make your breaks more or less more efficient and effective. That's obviously, it depends also on how you utilize those players in the number situation. Obviously, a team that's on defense setting up around a hill, they'll have they'll have themselves put in more preferable angles, for defense. But then the team coming in, obviously, you want an element of surprise, or you want to attack on 2 to 3 angles. So you spread that defense thinner, make them have to watch more angles than just 1 or 2 funnels. But here we go. We're going to be jumping straight in here. And Team Canada, they're going to have the unfavorable spawns that don't allow them to get to the point faster than their opponents here in GGDD. So GGDD will grab the early time, and Dak finding himself a massive early QP is huge as well.
Yeah, but Diamond Khan is going to be responding equally as good, taking down, oh my god, look at him. He's on a roll off the rip. We got a nice clip of him last week, and he's continuing into the current week. Team Canada, slow start, but as soon as Diamond Khan found his way in, a complete breakage coming in here now. Royalty and the guys, again, they're trying to get these cutoff positions. They're making sure that they can try and stop their opponents. You see Daki's about to go for it. Royalty, I think he saw him. Yes, so he's at least going to be able to get call-outs that they're going to the next area and keep the spot that he has to make sure that GGDD do not get as set up as they would want to. As another one about to go into his spot, that's another kill that's going to be going in their favor off the respawn, and Team Canada is going to be having a favorable spot going into this next hill.
Now, as you saw, number 6 played a massive key role there in manipulating the spawns, playing up by that useless spot, that useless bricks building over by the docks. He did a strong job in manipulating the spawns there, staying alive, and keeping angles at the back safe and sound. But Team Canada, they're able to rotate through that middle, through that B5 area is where they were able to work through and get to the hill early, but then just now break the hill. Now it's GGDD. They are in the position where they need to either respond fast or now look to play for the next hill, and that is exactly what they're doing.
Team Canada, though, not falling short of their rotational game either. 10 seconds left. You bet they're going to be going on the rotation. Royalty, we saw him do some nasty stuff with the pistol last weekend, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to replicate it up against GGDD in that scenario. The rat in his hands is basically the same as the MP5. He can shoot it just as fast, if not faster, and out DPS it. GGDD, although they were getting contested for the spawns ever so slightly, they do repel the skeleton crew that Team Canada sent their way in order to try and flip these spawns. D-Buzz, this is exactly the kind of position that we are talking about. He needs to make sure that he holds on to this. Not going to be so easy when you're getting glide bombed right on out of it. And you see, as soon as Team Canada use that glide bomb, they're instantly in. And it's going to be monumentally difficult for GGDD to hold on as they all go down.
Yeah, the trades were a flurry. It was a kill feed that went pinstripe, but you have to make sure to highlight what you were talking about before about that glide bomb coming through, opening up a gateway. The gateway was numbers advantage for Canada, so they were able to out-trade and outmaneuver and then ultimately get a hold of those spawns in the back that they were having such a hard time throughout the majority of that hill trying to get into. So that allowed them to grab some of the scraps there, stay above their opponents in terms of points right now at a 67 to 64, but that is going to be gone in a heartbeat as GGDD early rotated to the next hill and now have the lead in points.
Yeah, honestly, hats off to GGDD for that hold. They got pressed for the spawn so many times. Second time around, they really did lose them. But even after they lost them, they were able to get a whole lot of time off of the previous objective without real... And they kind of got Team Canada stuck in those spawns, despite them fighting so hard to get them. Now, Team Canada on to the next hill. It's as close as it gets. Gus trying to draw some attention because the rest of his teammates are coming around behind. They make a good little push, leaving him in a 1v1 up against Exotic. Exotic thinking he's still in the same position, almost turns on Gus, but is going to be going down regardless, making it a very scrappy hill. Both teams, no one can really seem to break the deadlock at the current moment, but Team Canada going into the next and most scrappy hill of the map is going to have at least one of the power positions and a streak-holding player in one of the power positions.
Yeah, streak-holding player, powerful position. Those are two words you want combined together, especially off the break of a new hill. And Team Canada able to start grabbing that early time here, but Dak,
Big
an
kill.
opportunity to seize the potential of that power position, and he does, taking down Diamond Con up there. And now him and his teammates are able to work their way around this hill and take control of the upper third side of the hill, and then now they're looking to take control of some of that station with number 7 playing the steps. But Exotic with a cheeky angle right there, able to take him down. This now leaves an angle open for Team Canada to start cutting off GGDD's rotate for that P1 that I said at the beginning of the day that it could be a money hill at best.
The one hill we honestly weren't expecting to see a whole lot of time and be what's been the decider of the first hill's rotation is that P5. GGDD. They really stopped Team Canada in their tracks when they got in those good positions, and they were able to utilize themselves, and I'm honestly surprised that they were able to hold Team Canada at such a difference, but it's more of a testament to their skill than anything else. Getting into the next hill, we're seeing Team Canada in a good spot. Parasite in a nasty head glitch, gonna take down one, and Dak gonna fall very shortly after going up the stairs, but D-Buzz coming around the side, trying to get somebody to be greedy and come out after him, but nobody is biting on that bait. Oh, lines up 2 of them though and takes down Exotic and Parasite in one fell swoop. Royalty falling shortly after, can't follow up on the Diamond Con, but Dak does, and that is another solid break coming out from GGDD. And 20 seconds left, that might not seem like a lot, but with how this game has been going so far, it could really mean something in the end.
See, I wasn't there when that first matchup these two had here in the playoffs and that winners bracket finals happened. So I was a little stunned seeing it as a 3-1, knowing that yeah, like sure both of these teams are well have a good amount of reasonable success in this game at the beginning of it, but Team Canada, they're more of a prized possession, I would say, especially when you look at their record last year in the challenger scene in North America. I would have thought they would have been able to put up a better fight, if not come out on top in that first matchup in the winners. But right now, GGDD are proving themselves once again that they can be looked at as being the team above Team Canada here in this competition, in this grand finals, and do not want to force a bracket, don't want Canada to force a bracket reset. But Diamond Con playing the way he is there, Dak and Gwyn and everybody coming through across the field. This is looking like it could be a tight series.
Oh, Gwen, he's really starting to pop off now. Wasn't having the best of times in the early game, as you can see from the KD, but he's slowly but surely starting to make his way into the game, and Team Canada falling ever so slightly more behind. Last time we saw Team Canada, they were a second half team, but it's looking like GGDD is sort of reversing that trend and getting more better than Team Canada as the game goes on more and more. We see them once again with Exotic trying to break through into the spawns. It's not been as contested as it was the last time, so streaks aren't going to be required. And Team Canada with Brute Force are going to be finding their way into the objective. But now it's going to be contested by GGDD, who path very well to it off their respawn, which is far away, and they take minimal casualties at best and regaining control over the hill. Team Canada all funneling down Route 1 and go all the stuns to try and make it as hard as possible from the move around and shoot back. But Dak and Buzz doing a good job of setting up a crossfire.
Oh, what a delicious crossfire. What a delicious crossfire indeed happening right here from these players in Team GGDD. But Team Canada, they're on that rotation. We saw last time around GGDD, they were the ones with the rotation, early rotation here to P4. Hopefully, if you are a Team Canada fan, you know, you look at this team, maybe looking to regain themselves and regain some composure by grabbing a solid 60, if not 50, off of this hill. And Diamond Con's two-piece right there is going to start to maybe paint a bit of a picture, but D-Buzz in the back will look to just erase the sketching done in the book. Royalty, he's going to try to correct whatever he can, and it looks like at the moment Canada's going to be able to hold on to these spawns, but number 6 could be threatening here, Comica.
Absolutely is. Gus is in a nice little cutoff point. You see, if you're Team Canada, you want to be holding the spawns from exactly where Parasite and Exotic are right now, but Gus being in a spot really mitigates your ability to be successful in those positions, because if you try to pop up and use the head glitch, he's going to shoot you clean in the face. And now realizing that he's not really able to do too much of getting his team actually into the objective, jumps into action, and eventually Team Canada will be mopping up shop. Very successful hill for Team Canada, all things considered. And going into the next hill, they've got enough positioning to make it at least contest-worthy.
And here we're on with Exotic trying to play up to that powerful spot we saw DiamondCon play earlier, but unfortunately he doesn't have the clearance to do so. Now he finds the pick, he makes his move, he gets up top here, he develops the chess piece on the board, but unfortunately, oh, I thought it would be unfortunate, but he stays alive. Exotic still kicking here. In this moment, he's still finding kills around the staircase. That is Exotic's island right here. But he does drop, unfortunately. Might have been dehydrated at the end. But right now, Team Canada, with still some time earning on the hill, they will not lose here on this P5. We will be guaranteed another first hill to a third rotation of hills here. And Gus, he might try to maybe make a move to maybe overtake Buzz, maybe, in terms of stats for his team, but I'm not quite sure. It looks like Team Canada, though, have the advantage on the early time.
They are going to be getting their first and managing to wipe out some of the GGDD players, and they've got sort of a testudo formation here where they're able to cover every single angle possible. They're pretty much all pent up in the spot and watching all their angles coming from all directions. I like it a lot. Royalty, though, they are getting shot at from all angles now, and eventually the pressure is going to be getting to them as Gus taking down both Royalty and Parasite. Only one left is going to be Exotic coming in from the outside, trying to do a little bit of a haymaker, does get one, but incoming is D-Buzz, does do a nice little bit of hipfire and hits him with a grenade, follows up with the gun and takes him down, but Gwen, astute as ever, is going to be wiping him out. Team Canada, once again, saving their own Canadian bacon on that objective, and we're pushing it through to another objective. Just getting closer and closer to a potential for a Team Canada comeback, Tricks.
Yeah, number 2 here needs to win the big gunfight. Exotic does find it. That is 2 once again by the stairs, the island. Exotic's paradise, maybe. Still, Gwen, do you drop or do you live? You drop to Exotic. Exotic is your father, maybe. Dak gonna rotate over from
walked
P5.
right past him.
Look to try to catch any players as he can. Passes one ship in the night. Does take down Exotic, who is a man on a mission. Looking to still play for these points is Team Canada with 2 to 3 players on the hill. Royalty getting to drop. DiamondCon as well. What a turn of events. Team Canada on the brink of winning the first map, having been down slightly astronomically at one point, turn it around, and now win it 250 to 236 at the end. What a finale to that map, man.
Wow, honestly, I thought that Team Canada could potentially do it, but GGDD, they weren't making it look easy. Team Canada, they well and truly took it from them on merit, and what a hell of a way to start things off here. All players having mixed KDs up in here, showing that the gunfights are going both ways. But man, oh man, if that's anything to go by for the rest of these matches, Tricks, I am definitely interested.
Well, I'm Canadian, man. I think everybody knows this. They know who I want to root for, and so there might be a bit of bias in here. And man, I want to see a bracket reset. I love bracket resets in all competition. There's a bit of bias behind there, obviously, like I just stated. But at the same time, I feel like with Codcaster now fully fixed, everybody will enjoy a bracket reset a lot more. More Call of Duty. And these two teams playing just like they just did on that hard point, you know, nobody's going to miss. Nobody's going to miss.
Yeah, I don't think it would be very... This is in one of the games, especially that you do not want to be missing your shots. But yeah, honestly, there towards the end, I was a little bit shocked. Team Canada, I guess I shouldn't have said that they're not the late game team, but against a team that is more their skill level, I would say the late game just comes a little bit later to where we're on the last hill, the last 2 hills, and they finally start kicking some serious behind. But yeah, going into the next map, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of Tuscan coming our way, and just a heads up, in case you guys haven't been following along, Team Canada is coming from the losers bracket into this grand final, so they will have to win 2 series back-to-back up against GGDD, who did send them to the losers finals, which is fun storylines. They're already up 1-0, and we've seen them do pretty good stuff on Tuscan. So going into this next one, I'm pretty confident in seeing that Team Canada will probably have another good performance. But I do have to put a serious but in there. Tricks. In the past games, especially in Modern Warfare, I've seen Dak, I seen Gwyn, and even in the previous game, Gwyn, he is a search and destroy demon, can absolutely fry people where they stand, right out of their boots, just smoking boots remain after he's all done with them. And so I gotta say, GGDD, I don't see them making it easy for them once again.
Yeah, that's the one game type where I feel like I probably, if I'm gonna lean towards one team at standing out a lot more in it, it would be, Gus and Dak and Gwyn and DeBuzz. The GGDD team. I feel like they've just got better S&D stars to a degree, but
Really?
now that this game is starting to sort of come to the middle ground of the game's life. Now we're into the second month of the game, just finishing it off, actually. About 2 more weeks left of this month. Christmas coming this week and all. A lot of these teams, especially a smart team with Parasite on it, has definitely upped their search and destroy at a quicker pace, I would find, and Hardpoint as well, than quite a few other teams out there, and potentially even this one, with no clear cut veteran leadership on it, like Parasite brings to a team, along with some other veterans that are there, like Exotic and Royalty, who have been in the scene for quite some time. Diamond Con, the fresh legs, he was in the CDL, I believe, for a bit last year, and maybe touched it maybe a lick of the CDL the year before. Here, his team has an opportunity to take this tournament by bracket resetting, but it all starts from last map to here as we get into the search and destroy on Tuscan.
Ooh, Dak with the quickscope up close. Nice, dude. But that's going to be leaving it Team Canada at half strength, where GGDD are still at full. Dak taking down another one. Sorry, that's just a repeat. But Diamond Con trading on back in here nicely. They've still got Diamond Con on the other side of the map, and they're really going to need him to do some stuff as Gwyn comes right up behind Exotic. It seems like he's on the prowl, knows generally where he's at, but just waiting for him to come around the corner. Nice, easy as it gets for GGDD in that first round. Looks like we got a sniper to worry about here, Tricks.
Yeah, snipers, man. I missed them a lot last COD not being existent at all because of GAs and bans and whatnot. But we have them to work with in this game, and by golly, am I appreciating that. We see one in the hands of, who was it, Exotic, you said? Or
It's Dak.
Oh, Dak.
It was Dak.
Dak was showing it for a moment here. I wonder if anybody on Team Canada does pull out the sniper as well, but we're going to stick on with Dak and his sniper to start off this one. Might catch Exotic at the other end of Ruins, but that stun will end up making him pause as Royalty finds the first blood. Gwyn maybe going to get the second. That's a trade. 3-3. The snipe misses from Dak, and we all shiver a little bit right there.
It's good rotation, though, from Dak. He's going to be getting a little bit further back into their spawn and goes in a way where he can't easily get shot in the back. I like that a lot. Bomb plant going down now. Gus and Gwyn could potentially be in a position to get a nade spot, but they don't have any grenades left, unfortunately for them. Seems like they're looking to push out Dak now. Just firing blindly into the smoke, and it appears that he's going to have some help here from Gus. Got a nice little cutoff from the door, and Parasite, being the smart guy that he is very cautious of that. Dak peeking around the corner, though. He sees him. Is Parasite going to bite on this? Oh, it doesn't matter because GGDD are there in force. And now Exotic has to play his life. He does the right thing here. Got 20 seconds left. If he died right there, would have been easy defuses for GGDD. They're going to try and do it anyway. Exotic knows this. He's going to have to try and get a little bit of a pixel peek, but standing over the top of him is going to be
No
Dak.
way.
He's watching him, and the defuse is going to come out despite the best wishes of Team Canada.
It looked like he had a really good angle to catch anybody making movement there, or at least going to get that diffuse off, but he just is not. He just, like you were saying, pixel peak, he was just pixels off of being able to catch anybody there, and they get a nice ninja diffuse, you would say, in that round, and GGDD, they are up in a not commanding way, but in a way where confidence and momentum is definitely in their favor, wouldn't you say, Comica?
I would definitely have to say that momentum is in their favor. 1-2 rounds in a row in pretty convincing fashion. And yeah, so GGDD definitely looking like the favorites thus far. Going in for a clean plant spot. But ooh, that nade spot not quite going to be on the money. They're not going to be able to kill him off the plant, unfortunately for them. Diamond Con and Gwyn still having a little bit of a back and forth, a little bit of a do-si-do, a jiggle peek back and forth to see if who's going to make the first move, who's going to sneeze first and let them know. It looks like Diamond Con is thinking about going in. Yeah, going to stun check, but gets nothing except for himself. but he's still cautious of it. In the meantime, things have gone down on the other side of the map, and GGDD have taken down 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, and this puts them in a 3 versus 2 situation. The bomb has also been planted. I like that the bomb's sites look all gift wrapped and everything, but that, oh man, Parasite ain't gonna like that as Gus takes him down. DiamondCon left once again in a position where he has to make a 1 versus 2 happen. He tags up that bomb carrier now, so the bomb still needs to get planted here with 13 seconds remaining. DiamondCon should sniff this out. He does tag, he gets the player off the bomb, then he will be pushed by the other one, and that's GGDD pushing on with a 3-0 scoreline in Search and Destroy.
And you know, that was a huge push from Gus here at the end. I love the audacity to just go out there. Even when you're on streaks, you'd want to just sit back there and potentially save your teammate, but DiamondCon's obviously not going to give you that luxury. Your teammate's at low health, and you've got basically no time left. You have to make that chow. Otherwise, DiamondCon's just going to turn the corner and either kill your teammate or force him to get off the plant with no time left to get on for the replant. It was a great position that DiamondCon had himself in, potentially there. He could have still done it, but obviously Gus is too smart for that. He had made a very heads-up play and prevented what I could definitely see coming to fruition. And Dak starting things off again with a bang with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, and Gus on a 4 streak as well to worry about. One more kill nets him that glide bomb, which is super strong in Search, but Dak taking down Gwyn with a friendly nade, and the rest of his team topple like bowling pins in the alley. That is now a 3-1 score that has been upgraded for Team Canada. Now on the board, maybe, just maybe, they've seized momentum off of that giant round swinging moment.
You know, Trix, I said that Dak started things off with a bang, but in more ways than one, and in also good and also bad ways. Got a good snipe, but instantly exploded one of their better subs in Search and Destroy, one of their better S&D stars instantly after. Team Canada instantly realizes the mistake, smells blood, goes straight on in and gets the kills. Easy as that. Team Canada now playing a very, very defensively postured thing going on here, defensively postured positioning, and trying to get a solid grenade spot. I love the fact that you try to bounce it off the tree, but it's not going to stop the bomb being planted.
Yeah, Gus is going to find the first blood onto Parasite there with a nice headshot. It's going to make it a 4 versus 3. Smoke down over by Ruins. We've seen that smoke used multiple times already. Canada enters in, but one is lost in the making of it. Dak with the 2-piece, finessing the plug over by you. DiamondCon last alive will get choked up and taken down by that side door. GGDD about to make it GG, a done deal here on this map as they're up 4-1 here in the Search and Destroy.
I like what you did with the name there, Trix. It was pretty creative, I gotta be honest with you. But yeah, it's looking like GGDD has definitely got the number of Team Canada in Search and Destroy at the very least. Only, let's do math, 8 kills in the past 5 rounds, whereas their opponents have done, doing quick math, a lot better. But yeah, Team Canada, they're definitely falling behind in terms of the KDs. Both teams obviously have somebody with a donut, but Dak with the sniper rifle and the automaton, pretty much any gun you put in Dak's hands, proper definition of a flex here. He's doing a really, really great job. Taking good control over the middle of the map here too as GGDD makes themselves slightly exposed, but for the moment, they are going to be preventing a plant with this control.
Yeah, Gwyn in the middle of the map is going to just spell problems for whoever tries to plant at you, but with the player number 1 that got in behind Church, that was a spot that could have been absolutely brilliant, but he moves away at such a wrong time. Exotic getting picked off from the side as well. It's only going to keep him holding on to that donut. Exotic pulling an Owen 5, Owen Wilson style match right now. While over on the other side, D Buzz is going to hold his donut as well. And that is royalty dropping right there in the 1 versus 3. To be expected with the way that Team Canada has been playing, with the way everybody on that team arguably has been playing. I feel like even royalty wasn't expected to win the 1 versus 3 in the situation. It's a 5-1 scoreline. It's looking like it might be done there, Comica.
I mean, it would take a lot from Team Canada to avoid the scenario, which seems like it's written in the stars for them. But yeah, this is a little bit of a departure from what we saw in the last game from Team Canada. I'm going to be real with you, Trix. I was talking to you in the pregame, and I'm sure that anyone who was here for the losers finals that Team Canada played up against StrikeX, Team Canada was literally playing for fun, just killing them for fun, getting amazing clips, and getting a 6-0 up against Team. This is a strong departure from that.
We're in with the trade of kills to start. We see everybody living to a degree in terms of like the 3v3 situation, but now Team Canada with an opportunity to turn the tide, and they've turned it well. It's a 3-1 numbers game right now, with the last player alive being Gwyn. Can Gwyn win the round? That's the question. The kill goes in for his favor, but now that trade is not Team Canada. Make it 5-2, and I might be eating my own words from that last round if Canada looks to play with this momentum.
I would say it's definitely a tad bit too early to be calling comeback here, but Team Canada, they're getting ever so slightly closer to it. They were one off of a full sail to start things off with, and now they're 2 off from having to get a full sail to come back in here. And notice the donut on Team Canada has disappeared while it is still there for GGDD. That's just something that I want to point out a little bit as Team Canada goes in gung-ho as can be for the plant, sliding around the corner royalty despite having the bomb checking things out, just that confident in themselves. Dodging a grenade or slightly misplaced is going to be the grenade, and Team Canada is going to be surviving the util dump and getting the plant.
No way! Dak takes him down with the snipe. He was holding that angle for days, and he made his opponent hold the L, just like Gus taking down Exotic, who over-aggressed into the church. Man, who did you think you were going to exercise in there? It ain't going to be Gus, as Gus burns you alive yourself. Now, Parasite, left in the 1 versus 3. He's the brainiac for the team, not going to bring the bronze that is needed to win the 1 versus 3, and his team will drop here this map 6-2. GGDD gonna tie up the series at 1 apiece, and Kamika, man, I'm still sniffing such a tight series nonetheless.
Not an envy position for Parasite, to say the least, especially with Gwyn. Literally anybody could be around any corner at this point, and Parasite just has nothing besides his own 2 eyes to gain this intel with. So again, it's a really tough position for Parasite to be in there at the end, but it is still going to be a game in the hands of GGDD. As we said, now even Stevens tied game. We're going back to Tuscan for the next map. Berlin, it definitely seemed like it was pretty even in the fact that both teams had really good ARs, but judging from the last map, the sub presence, it's pretty close, but I would have to, just based on what I saw, give a slight edge to the side of GGDD, just because we saw Gwyn really starting to pop off. He had a really struggle bus moment in the first map just because wasn't really able to get in there. It's more of an AR-friendly map, and the strong, smart AR combos of good old Parasite and DiamondCon at times were able to cut him off from being as effective as he normally would be. Going into Tuscan, it's going to be a bit of a different story, as a lot of these angles are going to be closer, and he has more routes that he can go on without being at a disadvantage to people like Parasite and DiamondCon.
Yeah, but man, that first hard point, if it was to try to tell a tale for hard points to come in the series, man, to me, I'm drooling for more hard point after that first one. So I can't say that I would give an edge necessarily myself. Obviously, you made really good points coming off of that search and destroy, and even some of the telltale signs you saw on the hard point to educate your decision on who you kind of felt like you could maybe give an edge to gun-wise. But ultimately, I feel like team play, and we saw that the way the teams evenly rotated for hill to hill. I feel like if I was to go back and look over that Berlin really in-depthly, that I could see, each team had equal amounts of successful early rotations across these hills at the end that led things to be so close to just being a separation of 14 points. It was a 250-236 win for Canada, and they were behind. They had to come back by winning that last hill and really significantly grabbing points on that P2. All in all, though, I think that going into this Tuscan hard point, once again, rotations will be the most key factor. I'm looking at the money hills on this one to be the Fountain Hill, that P3. I'm looking at that P2 to be even turned into money there, and the Churchill as well, being considered money. This one's not a 4 hill money hill sort of scenario like I had talked about in the Berlin. This one's more so 3. So if you can try to get the majority, that's 2 out of the 3 monies, and spread out 50-50 on the 1 and 5. I feel like your team can come out on top there. That would be the efficiency of it.
Yeah, definitely 1 and 3 and 4 I could say are strong money hills, but God, we were making those jokes about how the grenade kills on P5 just make it so hard to hold on to that objective and make it very contestable. It's apparently a very common thing. I've seen it in many games across a bunch of leagues, and my other co-casters and people in the scene have been telling me the same thing. It's almost a meme at this point. I literally saw Arcides or someone else, one of the CDL players, post a kill feed full of grenades and say, guess the hill, and it was that one. So, yeah, it's definitely not one of the money hills. It's a very contestable map, but we still got those ones in the form of P1, P3, and P4. And again, we're going to have to talk about a little bit of P4 here, Tricks. It's another one where I highly anticipate a lot of hill time going into the hands of GGDD, again, just because of their strong sub-prowess. We've seen Gus and now Gwyn in the last map especially doing an incredible job. Gus, I think he was actually using the automaton in the first map, but either way, in the close range situations, he was absolutely killing it. And so I think that especially if they can keep these solid rotations like they have been for the majority of the time and make sure that they continue that into the end of the map, which is a caveat that you brought up, which is very on point, I think that they can do a pretty good job in this map.
Yeah, the P4, for those of you guys that aren't familiar with the map, P4 is the Church Hill, and we'll see who is blessed with more time on it, like you were talking about. A little pun intended there on the church itself and blessings. But here we go, GGDD, Team Canada, we're going in for your map number 3 in the first, there could be a second set of maps here, best of 5. As the first blood comes through, it's going to be Gwyn and the side of GGD with early time on this hill, and it looks like early control of the hill as well.
Yeah, Gwyn even feeling so emboldened as to extend in their spawn and kill Parasite and Royalty as soon as they try and... They don't even really try to do anything. He just ran up in there and they let it happen. Dak getting another solid 2 kills. It's just kill city up in here for GGGD off the start. Getting kills on the objective, getting themselves some good efficacy there, and Gwyn now finding gaps in their opponent's defense, and that's a full team wipe, catching one off of a quick respawn. Exotic, he's in a terrible position here. He's about to get pushed out by 2, but Gwyn, even before his teammate gets there, is going to be taking him down. What an epic start for GGDD. Almost a perfect off of the first hill, and a solid break in rotation for the next. That's impressive.
And what, like Team Canada gets 5 seconds of crumbs? That is laughable. And Team Canada needing to step things up here. They got dropped, in an alarming fashion, I feel like, in the Search and Destroy 6-2, not picking up their heads at all to start off this hard point, but maybe now they're listening to all this roasting, and maybe
Dak,
their team is boasting right now as Dak finds himself the 2-piece, Gus as well in the feed, D-Buzz as well. This is just a star-studded occasion for GGDD in these early first 2 hills.
Another epic break for GGDD. Team Canada only getting 9 measly seconds off of this hill, but this is why I was saying this is not a money hill in theory, because if you get broken from the side that GGDD does now have, the P5 side, P3 side, your opponent's just going to keep on jumping out the window and making some solid contests at you. It's a lot of... I see that happen a lot. It's something that we've seen in a lot of these games so far. And now, Dak, they're going to be trying to catch him on the rotation, opening the window at the worst time humanly possible, and Parasite will be making him pay dearly for his noisiness. Dak going to be getting a respawn very closely, looking for a round 2, but Diamond Khan going to be a little bit of a gatekeeper for that one. Next hill, already getting strongly contested, but Gus at least making it so that his teammates can get back in for round 2.
Yeah, he played his role perfectly in the back there to try to continue to contest those spawns there, and he's forced one player at least to spawn out there from Team Canada. Number 2 getting past 1 in number 7. That leads there to be a potential situation where Team Canada loses control of the hill, and so much gray time not going in their favor. The time ticking down as well on the clock. D-Buzz hits the hill for some scraps. Isn't going to be enjoying all of it, as Team Canada, they have to fight for these scraps. The difference between these two teams was starting to get closer and closer to 50 points, as GGDD, they have the early rotation, like I talked about before, being key, and they're going to look to be able to grab some early time on this hill in church.
Slightly better rotation for GGDD, but I only say slightly in the fact that, oh man, Team Canada, I was about to give you some props for keeping the outer T1 lane open, but then you gotta go and get 4-team wiped like that, making me look a little bit stupid. But yeah, GGDD, an immaculate hold from a good position that Team Canada found themselves in. They're trying to do the same old, but lighting them up is gonna be Gus. 3 in a row for him, trying to toss a grenade, martyrdom attempt. But look at that communication. D-Buzz is going to instantly go out there. Look at that communication. Just kills him and then gets instantly killed by Gus's grenade. But, so give and take. Anyways, GGDD. Strong hold on this objective. Team Canada was starting to make it close. But now about a 70-point game once again for GGDD.
Ay, Dios mío, man. That is... Church Hill at P4 is one that was not forgiving for Team Canada, not early rotating to, as GGDD profited so much off of that time. Now, jumping into this one, they need a 50-50. Parasite kills his own teammate here, grabs a kill
There's
on
the
another
nades.
team, but here's the nades that you're talking about. It's just Nade City. It's Exotic's territory as he finds himself 3 kills in a row there, looks to push out for more. He finds Gus, devours him whole like a monster in The Witcher, finds D-Buzz as well. He's on a rampage. He has 5, make it 6. He has full streaks. This hill is terrifying for everybody but Exotic.
Truly terrifying for Exotic. He's on 7 in a row. Full streaks now. They might not have the lead going into the next rotation, but they've got something I would say that's slightly better for the amount of time they are down by, which is full streaks. GGDD, a lot of these hills are open, especially the next 3 are very, very open. And so the hills that they can't nade their opponents off of, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get them off of. Here comes the glide bomb already trying to get a break. Unfortunately, not a lot of players are going to be there, but Exotic going to take down more than enough for his teammates to get into a contestable position. Only one left is going to be D-Buzz, who does a great little kill with a stun grenade, but it's not going to save him. Team Canada, they smell the blood in the water from that streak, and they are going to be pouncing.
Man, when a player on your team goes that hard into a hill, when your team's been down, like, head in the dirt, head in the mud, just having hard times breathing, that is such a momentum grabber, such a mental lift for the team, and you can see it in their play. Some of that confidence was able to instill into the hill right there for P1. They were able to rotate and now capitalize, I think, on 40 points plus on both to-back hills and have players ready to contest the P2 hill. With Parasite, the player on the team that had the least amount of kills going into this hill, now tied with his teammate Royalty at 12 apiece. This is a nice look and lift from Team Canada's first cycle of hills. Wouldn't you agree? 100% Comica.
Well, since you just said that, I have to agree 100%. Team Canada, the groundwork being laid down by Parasite, and that groundwork is going to be living on a lot further than him. GGDD are finally going to be getting back control over the balcony, but Team Canada, they will be outliving them on the objective.
No.
Ever since they were able to pretty much, like, get that control that Parasite got them, they were able to just be an onslaught into the objective. Gwyn might have done a little bit of a nice job taking down that one wave, but the rest of Team Canada was on the respawn and ready to hop out at him once again. It was a great take from Team Canada, good gaining up the map control. They're going to try and do it again by coming out from P1. Gwyn obviously knows that something is coming from this direction, and in comes another streak to try and shake things up.
Oh, man. Exotic on 6. I talked about him being a monster with the way he was devouring these players. A monster from The Witcher. He's looking more like Geralt of Rivia, the butcher of Blaviken. the butcher of GGDD here on Tuscan. Team Canada turning over a new leaf heavily. They're at 183. Diamond Con also getting mixy around the hill. Finds himself 3 kills, devouring D-Buzz, Dak, and Gwyn. But now, the flip around. It is a 3 kills in blue in the feed. It's Crumbs getting devoured by GGDD, but it's Team Canada on this early rotation to Church. Maybe they can be the ones to light the candles here and put out the candles in GGDD.
Parasite in a difficult position, but his teammates do come to his aid. Had his opponent slide past him, didn't want to take that shell, but he knew that his teammate was in the position where he could easily help him. Pounced into position, and just like that, unfavorable position instantly turns favorable for Parasite, doing some good damage and instantly peeking back out. Good from Parasite once again. That's going to eradicate half of the incoming force of GGDD. All hands on deck once again, though, as they slide in. Royalty giving good help to Exotic, just holding down the fire button, and just like that, GGDD are going to be on the respawn once again. Team Canada looking like they're in their late game stage once again, going to their third form Frieza here for Team Canada, as they are starting to really roll over GGDD.
Yeah, Team Canada, man, Super Saiyan. If we're going to stick on the Dragon Ball Z references,
Yep.
That's the form that they're showing too. As everybody there, like, I love that Team Canada, they changed everything up. They saw they were being out-rotated in the first rotation of Hills. They changed everything by the drop of a pin in that P5 to end that first rotation of Hills. Then they out-rotated their opponents practically throughout this rotation here. Now get another scrappy P5 to come in here. But GGDD, they do not want to end anything on this P5. They want to push like their Team Canada opponents did in the first Hardpoint series. They want to show that they can come back in the thick of things here. Royalty on the hill, soaking up time, contesting, doing what he can to push GGDD out of the hill and get his team the win. 2 points remaining to get it. It's 248 to 199. Make that 200 points past is GGDD. Maybe a little bit of fear, maybe a bit of shakiness from Team Canada, but all they need is that 2 seconds on an early rotation to P1, and right now it looks like they're getting it. Nobody's going to be able to be there in time to contest. Nobody's going to be able to be there in time to grab it if P1 doesn't go the way of GGDD, and that's going to be it. 250 to 216. Great work from Team Canada to make this a 2-1 scoreline.
Team Canada once again finding themselves on the back foot in the beginning of the game, but once again finding themselves in a much better spot towards the end. I want to say, Exotic, really great performance in the second half of the game, especially. We saw him going about even, maybe a little bit under even, but now, towards the end of the game, getting streaks upon streaks upon streaks. The dude, he got full streaks, not twice. I think he got them 3 times there towards the end there, Tricks. That's pretty dang impressive. And especially, like, with the impact that it had, that P1, it was still a very close game going back into the P1 where he called in those first streaks, killed at half the team, and then his friends were able to hop on in there themselves and get quite a little bit of time. And I would say a lot of the time that was able to put them over the top there towards the end. I think it was about 30 seconds that they got off that hill. Look at the time that was separating them. Almost just like 34 points, I think I want to say. But like...
Yeah, it was 34, 100%. It was 216 points to 250. Yeah.
But yeah, that streak usage coming in on that objective and just all the subsequent ones, making things a living nightmare for their opponents to break into. And that P4 also, that hole was so strong from them. I think not twice, but thrice wiped is going to be GGDD. As soon as they try to go in from flower pots, they try to go in, but Parasite and the guys, they rope-a-dope them every single time, put them into a kill box, and slaughter them en masse. And now they regain the lead off the back of another hard point, and we are going into yet another hard point. And remind me, it is going to be Gavudu.
Gavudu. Yeah,
their favorite.
It's gonna be a great one. I love Gavudu. It's I wonder if Exotic finds it a little home court kind of advantage, as it's an exotic looking map itself with all the palm trees, the beach, and everything like that. But I do also want to note, in the last map itself, the Tuscan Hardpoint, one of the things that you have to really appreciate from Team Canada was their adaptability
Yeah.
and their ability to change up massively. That first rotation of hills, they were getting spanked. They were getting folded like lawn chairs after a night out with the friends on the front deck. And you just see the change in pace, the change of play in that second rotation of hills. It's probably the leadership, I would assume, the veteranship that has the ability to make those calls. And, they knew exactly what burned them and they flipped things around. They put their opponents in their spot that they were in the first rotation, and their opponents couldn't do anything. GGDD, they weren't able to find an answer to what Team Canada couldn't find an answer in the round before. And ultimately, Team Canada also, I would say, kind of played what GGDD did in the first rotation of hills better than what GGDD even did in the first rotation. I think Team Canada, by far, were just, if you were to put that second rotation up against that first rotation and you were to see who were able to maximize more points earned from rotation to rotation, I feel like Team Canada just, without a doubt, I feel like they just, outclassed them in the second rotation and showed up in the scoreboard at the end, right?
I think you could definitely make an argument for that. Definitely a very flashy opening coming out from GGDD. The full team wipe back to back to back, as well as the spawn take from the bad side spawns. Literally, that was a very flashy opening, but just looking at side-by-side comparisons as to how much points they actually gained, it was pretty close. And so I think that you could definitely make that argument, but I think things might skew slightly towards the favor of GGDD because I remember they got 45 points-ish off of that first hill, whereas I think Team Canada only got like 30-something. But obviously, slim margins. They are very, very close. It just goes to show you even more the adaptation from Team Canada, I would say, and how the roles definitely switched. Now, speaking of the roles switching, we're going into Gavudu, which I would say Team Canada is definitely the favorite team going into this map. They've got some strong AR presence, which put them in a lot of great positions in Berlin, which is they're very similar maps in that aspect. And yeah, it was a very close map there as well. But another thing I want to point out, the last thing I'll point out, is the fact that I was really gassing up the subs on the side of GGDD and Dak and Glenn. But I clearly forgot in my mind. I clearly forgot in my mind just how good Exotic was, and he truly showed it. I thought he was getting a little bit glossed over in the beginning there, and for, I would say, a little bit good reason in the beginning. He was having a little bit of a quiet game, having good kills here and there, but towards the end, he was loud and proud and in there with the streaks, and so I can't quite give the sub edge to GGDD going forward anymore, I don't think.
Well, in the first map, we did have quite a few moments where where Exotic's play stood out. I know that for me, it's that P2 staircase, the P2 to P5, that staircase that lets you go up to the top third. Exotic was living in that area. I called it the Exotic Staircase Island Paradise. But now we're on an island paradise here, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna think Exotic here will be able to play like he was able to play on the past two maps, because this is not a submachine gun map. A lot of submachine gun players I know in the AM scene have just not liked playing on it one bit. But Exotic, he's gonna make plays happen anyways in this first hill, as it's super mixy as he finds that first opening blood, but a response even greater from GGDD.
Yeah, great start from Dak. He's just leaving him stranded, running in and around all of them, keeping them guessing. I love this from Dak. Just, again, it's great movement and lack of predictability from him. Coming around the side, though, is going to be Exotic somehow getting through, but Diamond Con, oh, you ruined it, man! He was in such a nasty position to help you out, but he's going to be going down, and the trades will go in the favor of GGDD. A lot of points being given to them off this first hill once again, GGDD. It's not going to be quite as much as the last one, but very, very slim margins. Battle's already being fought for next, and GGDD, they're not losing those either.
Yeah, if anything, this map, I would say, after looking at the first two hardpoint maps and just that slaying difference from the submachine guns being in Canada's favor, it's not going to be in favor here, because the subs they shouldn't be the most impactful guns on the map. But I'm maybe going to eat my words in these first opening hills, but I'll hopefully be able to assure you guys when we start getting into more open hills, especially when you look over at the next hill that's going to pop up that P3. But right now, GGDD, they are able to reap so many rewards for the way that they're playing these opening hills really well with the trades and whatnot. As Team Canada, they're finding themselves behind, but we've seen them time and time again be able to pull on comebacks.
Yeah, I do want to point out that in the first 2 hills, Dak already has 9 kills, which is pretty dang incredible. And yeah, but obviously, like you said, it is the law of diminishing returns as you go into these more open hills for the subs. The first hill was very close and personal, and Dak was able to go around a lot of the corners with the corner play and do a good job. Speaking of corner play, getting up inside of this corner-filled landing craft, and it is completely bulletproof, so he's going to be sitting safe and sound and just needs to let his teammates weaken things up. Gus going to take down 3 for the price of 3 because he is still going to be awake and living. GGDD holding things very strongly and letting their subs play in their most advantageous positions.
I'm gonna say if Gus does continue to do what he's doing, man, I'm gonna, oh my god,
There he
it's
is.
just about time, guys. All aboard the Gus bus. If he gets that streak in the next one, he's just one off here. But I doubt Team Canada really wants to push too aggressively with 16 seconds left of this hill. DeBuzz, he's gonna rotate towards boat. He's gonna look to play through fire / boat / bridge corridor alley towards this next hill. Number 8, he's going to have a player right behind him. And Parasite, just the Spidey sense is not able to tingle quick enough for him to be able to aggressively find a response there for that wrap. And GGDD, they're in a really rough funnel with number 5, a massive job to play over on that rotation over B side.
Yeah, I've said it many times on this map that this is not the spot that you want to be pushing from GGDD and Diamond Con. And Royalty, all hands on deck for Team Canada, gonna show them exactly why. It is a killing funnel. You're going straight through a tiny little area. You have to push from this one spot. And Team Canada, they got ARs posted up on that for days. They're gonna see you first, and they're gonna be ADS'd at you first. It's gonna be a pain to break through that. But Team Canada, sometime flying into the wind, but it's not going to be too overly much. They're going to regain a lot of ground off of this hill especially. GGDD, they were quite a little bit ahead of them, but Team Canada getting, I think, like 40 points off this one is going to start making things a lot more good-looking. GGDD will have the rotation, but Team Canada does have the ship headies.
Yeah, but, you know, where you profit so much off that hill, you lose in profit for your opponents here on this rotation that's a long rotation across the map, across a lot of open territory. And GGD, they're really well set up here to watch the middle street, watch anybody playing mid-steps. And obviously, they're holding everybody at bay that is in that boat, sort of canned up like sardines with Exotic, the last player alive in there, looking to make it play out by the fire docks area. He's going to continue to feel a really tough sort of resistance here coming from those players as Gus pops his head up, takes him, rips him apart on that hill. We see GGDD just profiting time and time again on this hill with that early rotation.
Yeah, I pointed out how good their control over the ship was. It's only good insofar that you can use it to get control of the mid-map and use that to extend yourself further than just a ship. We saw the tank heady being used by a lot of people on GGDD, and that prevented Team Canada from doing anything besides just staying on that ship and taking pot shots at people. But yeah, we are going to be seeing streaks being called in by who knows, not quite anybody just yet. Dak, this was his hill the last time. He's going to start off by getting 2 awesome kills, and that is a wipe for Team Canada. Already going to be on the next hill is D-Buzz, so woe's only going to be compounding for Team Canada no matter where they go.
And I love you, Peggy, for like what you've done for the scene and like who you are in terms of like the personality and whatnot. But like, bro, step it up, please. You're 5 and 14. Royalty as well. Could you please step it up a bit as well? Like, see yourselves past, you know, 2 digits worth of kills. Like Diamond Con and Exotic, a submachine gun player on your team is putting up numbers higher than yours. Like,
sneaky.
this is not good whatsoever. And Sneaky Deaky D-Buzz gonna grab himself a nice 2-piece, make it a 3rd as he devours another. Team Canada right now playing and like they deserve to lose this map, but obviously have the opportunity, but the power, I feel like, at their hands if they can just turn on the switch right to be able to turn things around.
GGDD, they're starting to get in some worrying positions. If Exotic can continue to make things a little bit interesting here, then GGDD's positioning might all be for naught. But now that he's done that, things are going to be a lot more contestable from the perspective of Team Canada, and that's exactly what they're going to do, breaking into that objective. High possibility they get locked down for a lot longer in those spawns if Exotic wasn't able to get those kills, but he does. Hopping right on into the fray, but Dak gonna catch him with some shaky shots, made shaky partially by the fact that he was jumping. Dak now in here on the objective. No one really going to be contesting him too hard for this time, you would think. Actually, Team Canada going straight on in for it. It appears that they're going for the school of thought, where they're going to try and break the spawns by going through the previous objective into the little houses here, through the jungle, by the broadcast tower, and then coming around the back. That seems to be what they're trying to do in order to get the guy out of the landing craft, but a solid grenade from DiamondCon is going to be accomplishing that anyway.
I'm a little worried here. I'm slightly worried for number 2 there as DiamondCon does drop. I thought he had gotten himself in a good spot, and it looked like he was able to finally look to play for those spawns, but unfortunately he loses it all. But his teammates on the other side of things are able to profit a bit with some hill time there, contest and confirm some of it. But now GGDD see themselves back on this hill with 20 seconds left of it. Team Canada needs to contest, they need to fight, and they need to find success. While doing so, the rat comes through for the kill. DiamondCon makes it 2, and his teammates have a delicious rotation to the next hill like they did before. And in that first rotation of hills, they were able to find so much time off that hill, I think 50 seconds at the least. So hopefully, if you're a Team Canada supporter like myself, or biasly because I'm Canadian, you're hoping that they can maybe turn things around here. But who knows, Comica? To GGDD boys, they're strong as heck.
They truly are, and I just want to give a little bit more highlights to DiamondCon. That is not an easy break to make. He was doing such good movement in and around, just intermittently getting out of. By the way, great headshot coming out of there. Head glitch versus head glitch. My head glitch is slightly stronger, and so is my aim, says DiamondCon. And once again, Team Canada getting oodles and oodles of time off this one. Wasn't as strong of a hold, but it still yields them just about as much time. And GGDD, they should be getting a little bit concerned with how close this game is about to be. Team Canada, you got Parasite, main man Parasite with the spawn flip. That is huge. Especially considering how many numbers they have here, is completely going to counter their setup. Only one left is going to be Dak, and on the hill alone is going to be D-Buzz. Can't hang up against the full might of Team Canada, and what a fortuitous break for Team Canada this is.
What a turnaround, and this is the moment. This is the moment Canada has been waiting for. They have been lurking throughout this series, or not series, but the maps in these hard points. They've been lurking, having to come from behind. They've been okay, they've been poised, they've been composed, even when behind, to be able to give us these comebacks. As right now, they're on the precipice of passing their opponents for the first time, I believe, in this map, and they do. They're at 217, the contest is through, and Team Canada lose the hill. But this is not where they lose the map if they give the rest of the time over to GGDD, which it looks like they are, as Team Canada is looking to pressure this rotation to P1 that their opponents profited on multiple times before and shown that they can break well. So this is not an assured win for Team Canada and full profit on this rotation.
There's only one person I need to see the performance off on this hill to tell you the end of the game, and that is Dak! Most influential player on P1 from both teams. Oh, he's getting clean around the back. People that will be picking up this angle are going to die. Fries one in the back. Dak on the attack, and now Royalty giving him the do-si-do, and around you go. Will be taking control of the site. Still got streaks, and here he's going to call them in, trusting that his teammates will hold things down, giving good intel, as well as taking them out from their best positions. Him and Exotic are sitting pretty on this objective. Dak going to get fried once again, and Royalty going to seal the deal for Team Canada. They will be punching their ticket to a bracket reset.
My lord. Team Canada, my nails are filed apart by the way you guys come back and play these such tight and, I'd say heroic hills and maps, as Parasite turned things around. Like I told him in the stream partway through, I'm like, bro, please turn things around, please do better, help your team turn this map around and get the win so we get the bracket reset. And he delivers. They lose their matchup in that winners bracket 3-1, They even out the series with a 3-1 response in this first series here in the grand finals, and now it's for all the marbles. This next best of 5, either team, whoever wins it, will take home the win, and not this trophy, but feel like they have a symbolic trophy.
Yeah, I mean, what's better, a trophy with a soccer ball on it, or the greater part of $2,000? I mean, the world will never know, Tricks. Just like looking to the center of a Tootsie Pop, the world will never know.
You didn't even know this was the World Cup soccer trophy model, like that this is supposed to be modeled after. Like you were like, oh, what is that? Like some kiddie league soccer trophy?
I mean,
thing?
I thought you said it was, but
well, you know what? It's not. It is, but it isn't. Okay, it's from Rep Soccer, so it's a bit more credible. It's like people getting trophies for Challengers COD, or not Challengers COD. Actually, that's
like participation trophies.
It's like, no, it's not a participation trophy. My team did well for me to earn this. I wanted to pull it out because
I'm sure you were really good at soccer.
Occasion, okay?
I'm sure you were amazing at soccer, knocking in all the goals.
Actually, I was a goalkeeper. I kept the balls out of the net.
Well, I guess every good team needs a goalkeeper. I got mad respect for that position, especially when you're getting the soccer ball knocked at you at sometimes 40 miles an hour. That's not fun. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know what is going to be fun is we got a bracket reset for you coming up real soon. Both teams are going to be, as my camera freezes, we are going to be getting in here with the map bans, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. It's just going to be a little bit both these teams chopping at the bit to finally get this thing over and dusted and be crowned the ESHUB champions. We will be right back. Me and Trix will be here, so you better be here also. We'll see you soon.
Travel to freedom, broken and worn, but they will keep on in the moonlight, the moonlight. The pressure is on, the cold of the season makes it hard to feel, but they persevere for the end game, the end game. I can only wish that one day we'll find the one to keep. The journey is an endless one to the same love, the same love. Travel to freedom, broken and worn, but they once kept on in the moonlight, the moonlight. I can only wish that one day we'll find the one to keep. The journey is an endless one to the same love, the same love.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. That didn't take too long, did it? Fastest map bans in Call of Duty history. I am joined here in this grand finals. Winner takes all with Castor Fortrix. Reppin' Team Canada.
Oh, Canada, my home and native land. Let's go.
Is that how it actually goes?
I want Team Canada to take this. I'm biased as heck. I got my Toronto Ultra stuff back there. I got my Team Canada freaking little rally towel thing. I'm not ready to throw that in at all yet. Hopefully not ever. But
I mean,
man,
you shouldn't be.
Gwyn and Dak are really solid. Same with Gus. Same with the Buzz. So I don't know. I'm like slightly scared, but I still think my guys have it.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be ready to throw in that towel by any means. Let's not forget that they won the last series 3-1, just completely mirroring the scoreline that sent them to the losers bracket by GGDD. So it's a little bit of poetic justice on their part, but what would be even more awesome for Team Canada is if they can make the bracket reset, win 2 games in a row. That would make the victory even sweeter because they will be getting the better part of $2,000 and the grand prize tricks. That makes it so even more awesome because like the money for me it's like fun to watch these games, but knowing that there's so much at stake just legitimizes it even more for me.
I feel confident to a level that Team Canada can take this, but the one part that I'm like most scared about and continue to be scared about is that search and destroy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the hard point, sure, maybe people can make an argument it's convincing because they were 3 for 3 on hard point in the first series, but those were all close hard points. Both teams passed 200 points on all 3 of the map's occasions. So to me, if GGDD can just seem to find a way to steal a hard point and still find supremacy in the search, they can take this series in potentially even a map 5, maybe even 4 scenario.
I like that from Royalty. As soon as the kill has gotten, bursts through the wall and into action, and now it's a bloodbath. Team Canada, it is blood on the steps of Berlin as they are slaughtering, murdering mercilessly GGDD in this first hill. 9 seconds going to be going into GGDD's favor, but that is dwarfed by Team Canada's gains off of this objective. Gus might be trying to go for next, but he's going to already have to fight Exotic. He does have an advantage in the situation that he knows where he is, and he's got a longer range gun, but this is looking to be a very awesome Berlin once again, Trix.
Yeah, Gus played the same spot that I talked about in the first Berlin that we saw on stream earlier today. Gwyn finding himself a nice 2-piece in around the hill is going to find an opening for the team in blue. That's GGDD to be able to grab a hold of that early time. But Gus, once again, that spot up at the top right of the docks, it's really big on influencing those spawns to be good for the team in blue or whoever wants to grab good spawns over by that warehouse. But right now, GGDD, it's not looking too good as Team Canada sweep the rug out from under their feet and take control of the hill for the potentially the remaining time. 30 seconds still. There will be some fight from GGDD and a fight indeed while they work their way across the map as well to contest for those P3 spawns.
Good job from GGDD to finally break control over the hill, but it's been scrappy as it gets, and so far in the scrappiness, Team Canada has been over the top. Parasite, this would be huge if he can at least hold this off for a little bit, because Dak, he might have a terrain advantage, but he's got numbers in his favor. Parasite, all he had to do was just wait for one of his teammates to inevitably respawn on him because they're squad spawning that objective, and that is exactly what happened. Dak caught a little bit out in the fact that he was unable to finish Parasite off quickly enough. And now Parasite got a nice little angle, but doesn't stop D-Buzz from frying his head clean off. Team Canada getting a little bit contested in their main cross point from their spawns, but still managing to hold off things for the moment.
Yeah, Dak, he's going to maybe look to stop any player rotating out of fire. Exotic and him both with shaky shots, but Dak will be able to connect enough to take down the kill. But Team Canada profiting quite heavily here in the first 3 hills of this rotation. They already see themselves past 100 point mark, and Diamond Khan frying the way he is on a streak of 5 with the glide bomb guaranteed in his pocket. Team Canada, the profit, it's becoming corporate at this point. There's a bit of greed potentially on their fingers as they are starting to die off in a situation where just Dak was holding them at bay. over by Docs.
Yeah, GGDD, they have got a really strong setup here. Not really going to be easy for Team Canada to get really any positioning. Nothing mid-map is going to be able to be gained without taking a fight up against Dak. They've got to go, if they want to go Route 1, they're going to have to deal with all the players that are in those nasty headies that we talk about, that you want to get the cutoff on from mid-map, but they're going to have to take them on just head-on, and they are taking immense casualties in that. Obviously, lives don't matter from a points perspective in this mode, but still, you don't want to be dying a whole lot in this mode from a perspective of time is money, and the more time you are spending respawning, the less points you will be getting. GGDD is going to be getting knocked off this objective, at least for the time being, and no one's going to be able to get back on it through the pressure until just now with Dak. But yeah, they had some good time, good moments from both teams in this so far, I would say.
Team Canada now, they have the rotation. They're going to get initial time on this P5 that comes up with a player playing in the middle of it, now getting over to the side. Canada now looking to try to work their way with control of both of the side doors to this point, but from the front, it's going to be Gus, who wraps his way up to finding one kill. Parasite finding one on Gwyn on the side. Dak joining in with a two-piece. Gus devouring the last. It is a team wipe in favor for GGDD. It is time on the hill that will be able to go their way, and they're inching their way past this 100-point mark to be closer to Team Canada than they were before, especially with another wipe in their command. Big plays from GGDD. See them with a very close situation.
Yeah, and that's a really good wipe in the fact that they get spawns off of that. But Parasite, with just one kill, does exactly the same thing. You don't have to kill 4 players to get the spawn, says Parasite, as he goes around the back and fries one, but coming off the respawn is going to be Gwyn taking him down. But Parasite is going to put a wrench in the machinery, clogging things up a little bit for GGDD to get a proper setup here. And now Team Canada, once again, are going to be wreaking havoc on this objective. Just, again, they are getting all up in their positions. Exotic, that is pretty not nice. They're just BMing him a little bit by following him, but then it's just like, I don't want to get turned on, takes him down. Still pretty funny from him. GGDD able to, yeah, that was pretty special. That was pretty spectacular from Parasite, that grenade. But either way, yeah, GGDD holding things on ever so slightly.
Yeah, and Team Canada really doing a solid job here in flipping the spawns into their favor here to continue to hold this station and not get flipped out by GGDD. And they're putting some extra attention towards Doc. I'm not sure if they've started to sniff out and realize that, you know, Gus likes to play out there and grab a hold of spawns and influence those spawns out there. But right now, Team Canada, as much as they were putting some emphasis over there, a lot of that just gets absolutely tossed out the window with Gwyn's two-piece. Huge. Diamond Con tries to get into the mix with a kill in response on Gwyn, but 3 respond back from the team in blue. It's punches that are not traded equally and effectively by Team Canada, leading the point to turn blue for the side of GGDD. This is a good look for them on their look to come back in this map.
One thing I do have to say, though, is that GGDD, they pretty much need this time if they're going to make a break for it. But Team Canada, they're not letting it happen. They're going to be breaking 200 before their opponents mathematically, if not off this objective. They're probably going to do it really soon. They're going to look to make a solid break here at the last little bit, but Parasite, they're funneling in for him, and it's going to be mutually assured destruction here at best. Gus Bus going to be taking a little bit of a pit stop in the respawn zone as Team Canada gonna be breaking 200, already harassing for the next hill. Things are starting to look shaky at best for GGDD and amazing for Team Canada.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I think we look over at GGDD and, you know, there's question marks. You know, where was the hard point GGDD that we saw in the first series? And I feel like a lot of those questions can be answered when we look over at D-Buzz just having a really rough go at things. 16 seconds of time on the hills, 9 and 17 in the KD department. It's just problem after problem for him. He's not finding his footing, and that's ending up ultimately putting his team in a situation where it looks like a 3 versus 4, and World Heat can come away with kills at ease with Diamond Con as well in his pocket, getting a 2-piece. This is Team Canada thriving in this situation and scenario because of unfortunate circumstances with D-Buzz just not being as hot as he has shown before.
going to be a final victory on the objective for GGDD, but it is a Pyrrhic. It is a costly victory for them, almost to where it's not worth winning, because they only get five-ish seconds out of it, and already on the rotation is going to be Team Canada. They can win with 15 seconds off of this hill or any other one. Royalty, in the case of an emergency, has a glide bomb, but he's going to be the first one to go down, so he's not going to be able to use it to stop this push just yet, and that's a flip out already. Great break from GGDD once again. It just depends on if they can get set up in time and meaningfully enough to where Royalty's glide bomb doesn't mean a whole lot. He's going for the player on the outer lane. I do really like that. That's going to be opening things up for him to push in to Gwyn, who is distracted, taking him down, but Gus in the middle of the map going to be able to hold things down slightly to where his teammates can reinforce before a Team Canada break.
Yeah, and Team Canada with an opportunity to not win the game on that hill, but Parasite still looking to kill, and Thrill over on that P4. His teammates are ready on P5. They're grabbing that initial time. Gwyn forced into a long-range gunfight with the submachine gun, not able to get onto the hill yet. Exotic pressuring over by this P2 area. It is a flurry of action. The kill feed goes red. The point goes red. Team Canada makes GGDD dead. This is 250 to 191. The most commanding scoreline to end a hard point so far in today's matchup between these two in the grand finals. This is that fourth hard point that has now commenced here in Team Canada's favor. I don't know, man. I'm starting to really count out GGDD and being able to win a hard point, man.
I do agree the trend has been against them in terms of the score lines. That literally has been the worst one yet. The first one where they haven't broken 200, and with that final kill cam from Parasite, I think it totally deserved it, because that was just nasty, totally destroying his opponent from 7 health, leaving him stranded. Parasite, that's just such a not nice thing to do to somebody, but you love to see it, and I'm sure that one will be posted on Twitter later. But yeah, Tricks, I do agree with you in the hard point, but let's not forget just how good these guys looked in the Search and Destroy. They might have the smart voice of Parasite in their ear, but everybody can lose their cool with any bad performance. Obviously, vibes are going to be going into this next one very, very high. So the same for Team Canada, and they had some great moments at the end. So the same thing could be true for them going into this map. But I'm sure that they're not going to be feeling too bad. It's a different map that we haven't played before also, but at the same time, things can still definitely have a little bit of a way of turning themselves around. Even if Team Canada's vibes don't drop lower, as long as GGDD can get their vibes to come higher and meet Team Canada where they're at, then they can have a good series still.
Well, yeah, like there's hope on the table for them. You look at it in that last series, they were able to take that Tuscan Search and Destroy in a 6-2 fashion. It was very convincing across the rounds, even to a degree. Sure, the rounds that they lost weren't convincing, but they were off of like some very weird mistakes. Like I think there was a nade that came through that got like 2 kills and then flipped around in Team Canada's favor. So like if you are the side of GGDD, you're not, sweating bullets yet really in this series, because the Search and Destroy hasn't been completed yet. If Team Canada does win this Search and Destroy, that's where, if you are GGDD, you're sweating beyond compare, really. Like your chair is going to be needing to be thrown out. That's probably how smelly it's going to get there. After a first best of 5 not going your team's way, to now being to potentially then at that point, if we're talking hypotheticals, seeing themselves down in an 0-2 fashion after losing a Search and Destroy that should be their bread and butter, that's the hypotheticals there. It would be a really rough situation for them, and but once again, I feel like this map set and with the change up for Oasis, it makes it maybe even a little bit more likely that we maybe see a difference here for Team Canada, because now GGD need to show that it need to prove himself on a new map that they can win in Search and Destroy. So it's like there's a lot of question marks on GGD in the Search. There's a lot of question marks also that could follow Team Canada into the Search. I feel like we're at probably the most grayest of maps and modes here in this best of 5, this new best of 5, than what we could have expected,
Yeah, and to your point about the map being different, it's going to play a lot different, because Oasis, it's got a lot more longer sightlines than, say, a map like Tuscan, where we saw where we saw, say, Dak having a good time with a sub, Gus having a good time with a sub, and definitely Gwyn having a good time with a sub. You already had the issue of Exotic being able to do just as much, if not more, than the players on an individual basis with a sub. But now you're going into a map where you've got more efficiency for the ARs. You've got Diamond Con, who can bring out an AR and bring it out pretty well. You've got Parasite, who's smart, and he's going to be in his element in this one. So I'm sure that, and this is also one of the more less played maps for Search and Destroy. So obviously Tuscan, these Search and Destroy teams that are really good at S&D are going to have a lot more experience on a map like that, whereas the inexperience might be equal on more of a map like this. And ladies and gentlemen, as we are waiting to get going into this next map, it appears that we have a little bit of lobby issues, someone getting in or something like that. We are going to go to a quick break, but do not go anywhere. This is going to be a quick break. Emphasis on the quick. Me and Trix will see you when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in the red corner is Team Canada. Up 1-0 in this series bracket reset, and in the blue corner, GGDD trying to even things out with a Search and Destroy. That the mode that they won in that first series here in the grand finals, Comica. So much on the line for GGDD, I would assume.
Yes, so much on the line and so many grenades. We were talking about how Tuscan P5 was grenade central, but 2 grenade kills off the rip already. GGDD down to just 1 singular player on the opposite end of the map. Good thing for D-Buzz is that he has an AR in a position where AR should, in theory, definitely be out DPSing and out hitting the sub. He's going to be fully around the back. Does fry Diamond Con, one of his opposing ARs, but he's getting into territory where Exotic, he's got an AR here as well, not too surprising. But he's going to be catching him as soon as he comes up, giving himself away with the kill on Diamond Con, but not much else he could do in that spot. Great blitz opening from Canada.
Yeah, he really catches his prey here out in the open, potentially even, you could say, pants down, unsuspecting, as that's the first round going in Canada's favor, and that's continuing momentum. for them here off of not just, you know, the last map going their way, but also the last best of 5 going their way. They're on a 3-map win streak here against GGDD following that last hard point in their favor. Now, breaking off into this search and destroy round, Team Canada gonna send one towards the bomb site in Royalty. Might look to get a bit mixy here, finds himself one pick, and now retreats. Now, hoping his teammates can be set up in well enough angles to catch players off, but Dak with the sniper rifle playing that long A-bomb area will find one, putting his teammate in a 1 versus 3 with the responses coming through from Team Canada. This is a spot that Gwyn needs to try to work through all alone.
I really don't envy this spot from Gwyn. He knows generally where one of them is at, and he knows that another one had just killed his teammate on the other end of the map, so he's betting that he hasn't fully rotated yet. Is going to see DiamondCon now picking up the sniper rifle from his dead teammate. Now he's going to try and get to a better spot. Instantly takes a gunfight with Exotic out of necessity. I think he jumped a little bit further than he necessarily wanted to in that one. And now Team Canada going to be taking, not only winning an attack, but also winning a defense. It definitely looks like a map that is favoring them.
And a really important thing to look at as well is, besides the fact that the bomb sites, like I mentioned before, look so great, wrapped as gifts. But for Team Canada, it's a gift of the gods here. Exotic. He's just as much as his team is perfect right now, 2-0. He's going 4-0 on the brink of a streak in round number 3 in the Search and Destroy. Can Dak's sniper rifle deal the damage that takes him out and stops him from getting that dream of a streak in 3 rounds of search? Questions are on the table.
But do GGDD have the answers? That was almost a really good grenade, but somehow it just narrowly misses D-Buzz. In the meantime, Dak over here with the sniper rifle could definitely make a haymaker of a play, but Royalty, showing no respect for his opponent's positions being held, is going to go for a plant, but Gwyn instantly fries him off of it with no retaliation coming out yet from Team Canada. That is bombed strictly down on the site. Team Canada, they're eventually going to have to kill all their opponents, or they're going to have to fight them off that objective. Either way, they're going to have to do a little bit of fighting. And now Dak has gotten this information. He's going to be pulling a little bit more back towards his teammates if he can do it safely.
Yeah, number 1, though, going to be moving over towards that bomb site. I'm not sure if Parasite knows, but Dak's shot, it doesn't connect. And we see DeBuzz, though, he will connect onto Parasite off to the side. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 situation. DeBuzz with another kill. He potentially could find himself the ace in this round here. Or no, Gwyn, it looks like, found a kill earlier on. So no ace potential for DeBuzz, but a flawless round, obviously. With the potential for that here is GGDD as Exotic left on an island here in the back. Will just lose this one to time, really.
I would have absolutely laughed my head off if one of those grenades that landed off to the side of Exotic had actually hit him. That would have been quite something, because literally he was playing in that round specifically to keep his nearness of streaks. All he needs is just one more stinking kill, and then he will have a glide bomb, which is a huge benefit, especially on a map like this with so many openings. Not a whole lot of rooftops, and a lot of the positions you want to push are out in the middle of the open, so it would definitely behoove them to keep him alive and not just send him into a fray, into a 4v1. Although, he may or may not have some good success out of it, based on how he's been playing so far. Dak, still in a little bit of a sniper battle versus DiamondCon, and it seems like he generally knows where he is, but Parasite will get the first blood.
Yeah, number 4. We talked about Royalty before. He likes to play up a little aggressive here. He was able to find a pick in a few rounds before and then dipped out of dodge. Here he's looking to try to play a pick as well. On the other side, GGDD, they're looking to just make their way into that bomb site and get a plant. Nobody wanting to play towards A here in this map. With the only one site in as a possibility, sort of like that Tuscan search we saw in the round before. It makes things really one-dimensional, and nades just
big kill,
lot more easily able to be targeted towards that site. DiamondCon with an important
what a whiff
here with the pistol and whiffs it all as Gwyn finds the second there. And Exotic, do you play the streaks, buddy, or do you play for a kill? Do you get aggressive here?
I think he's going to try and find one to get the streak. He sees Gwyn and almost gets knocked off the streak, but that's the kill he needed, and he is going to be taking something at least out of that. He's probably thinking to himself, oh, I could probably sit back again, or I could try and at least get the streak here, because he knows generally where his opponents are because of the kills recently happening. He's going to know where they are based on the minimap appearance. And so he's thinking, maybe I can get a little bit of a kill here at the exchange of my own life and then come into the next round with a streak. I like the thinking from Exotic. It's definitely a little bit different from the traditional, oh, I'm so close to streaks, I gotta nurse these, I gotta stay alive, instead of, oh, I'm one off streaks, let me just fling myself in there and get the kill and then die afterwards. I do like it, though.
You know, it's worth it in the end with the streak in your hands, but another round, 2 rounds in a row going to GGDD, that opens up some momentum for them to work with potentially. And DeBuzz, who's himself on the brink of a streak, will get cut down. Gus in a spot where he has to try to make a 1 versus 4 happen. He is a strong player. He finds one. Will he be able to slay any more? He finds Parasite as well. What a huge play, but that mantle absolutely melts him. Team Canada win the round, cut off the 2-round streak there, and gets a round on the board for them to keep an advantage in the search and destroy.
That was a pretty epic round from Team Canada, I'm not going to lie. Literally every single thing that could have gone right for them pretty much did off the rip, and by the time Gus started moving, it was too late. Those are going to be his first 2 kills of the game, but unfortunately for him, he needed 2 more than that in order to win the round. Now, we're going to see another concerted effort for B, obviously the favorite bomb site, smoke going out, and DiamondCon watching the outer lane by the pillars, seeing who is going to be audacious enough to peek him. Oh, he's going to get pushed out of his scope by the shots and the mantle, but either way, still some good site control for Team Canada, and despite the bullets they've taken, they have dished out a lot more. Gus is going to be the first to die.
Yes, but the sniper from Dak is still alive. Oh, baby, I love me some sniper action. Will he find himself a kill? Oh, not gonna find one yet, but DeBuzz does with the nade. Tossing it out like he's Steph Curry from the logo. Exotic with his own sniper rifle to try to rival Dax. Maybe finds the player over by the tank. He has info on him, and he does take him out with the sniper. Unfortunately, missed the opportunity to catch the kill. But on the bomb site, a weird fight happens, and Gwyn is able to come away with robbery. That is a 2-piece that should not have happened, but that's Gwyn right there. He stays winning.
Gwyn for the win! But yeah, Exotic still with the possibility of winning here. Coming around the side, he's going to find Dax solo dolo, and Gwyn, he's going to try and come out for the trade, and he obviously wins those. Gwyn for the win, as we said. But joking aside, things are back 3-3, and that round, I think it was actually an ace coming out from Gwyn that made that round. He at least got 3, so getting up into that close situation, aided by the smoke and his teammates on the outer angles, especially that grenade, killing DiamondCon, the sniper from DBuzz, that was a huge thing in making it so that he didn't get so easily taken out.
Yeah, he got 3 in the last round there, and him and his teammate here on 7-4, but you can't ignore that 9-2 from Exotic.
There he
is mythical in the search and destroy with the submachine gun on a map that we both had talked about, like, oh, maybe he wouldn't do too well. This is a long lines of sight kind of map. You know, it's not one that he should thrive in, but then again, it's S&D, so he has the potential. Exotic finding a kill. He's not even using a submachine gun. He is using the automaton, a really strong AR to work with, but Dax quick scope shows us that even the sniper rifle can be a strong gun in close range combat as well. Dax still alive in the 1 versus 3, making it a 1 versus 2. Can he do it? That is the question. And Comica, it looks like he might find his first engagement.
Amazed how close he was able to get to Parasite. He was playing the angles very, very well, but Parasite played the corner very well. Dak obviously didn't see him, probably thought, this angle's free. No, someone probably would have contested me by now hearing my slide, but obviously not going to be the case for him. Parasite, even if he did hear the slide, was being pretty patient in that situation. But yeah, DiamondCon and Dak, they're both trying to have a little bit of a sniper duel, both having an equal amount of success. But one thing I do have to say here, Trix, is that Team Canada did win the mythical round number 7. And I don't know if you know the myth of round number 7, but it dictates that whoever wins it will win that map of S&D.
Yeah, you told me about this, and
It's true.
I didn't check the last Search and Destroy map and whether or not that was the exact scenario and situation that happened. But Parasite, he's gonna win this one, not win this one, but he's gonna get 3 massive kills in this round. Looks for an ace as well. Exotic at long range is gonna tag but not take him down. Not 3 kills on the round. Oh my god, I thought it was 3 on the round, but he's on a 3 streak. That's what it is. As there's still 2 alive from GGDD. It's going to be number 7 in Gwyn and number 5 in Gus. It's the GG duo. Let's see what they can do here, Comica, as maybe they could make it GG on the round if they turn things around.
What to do indeed for Gwyn. This is such a not an enviable position for Gwyn. It's tough, but he opts just to run on away. This could end up being a genius rotation called out from Gus. Do they see him cross? Yes, Parasite, he's going to see him cross and shoots him underneath the bus and is going to be leaving it to Gus Bus all by himself. Parasite does get fried off of that one, but already making moves is going to be Exotic, getting some kills of his own. Team Canada, a good rotation attempt from GGDD, but Team Canada, they do get themselves the intel and the positioning they need to deny it.
Yeah, man, and then it's Exotic also punching the ticket there to a 5th round win for the team. Jeez, man. GGDD, you know, I had high hopes for them in the Search and Destroy, but we also talked about the fact that this sort of map pick here for the Search and Destroy, pardon me, in this second rotation of maps for this new best of 5, it could less favor them. And that's exactly what we're kind of seeing here. It's a lot more of a closer Search and Destroy, and it's close action happening on the bomb site, away from it as well, but a 1 versus 2 for Dak. This is looking slightly depressing to a degree as well to end things off.
Well, I mean, I have to say, if Dak can... Oh, that was his chance, and he missed it. Unfortunate for him. It was a very slight chance, but he's still going to be getting caught at a distance by Parasite. They're closing down on him now, and eventually he'll find himself stuck in Team Canada's rat trap. 6-3 for Team Canada. Looks like the map definitely did make a difference. The long range... It wasn't even necessarily the long range. They just played it overall better, got a lot of different good sight lines on them. And despite some good moments coming out from GGDD, overall, Team Canada, they just got their positioning a lot better. And it goes to show you what having a smart player like Parasite can do for you.
Smart player indeed. He is, without a doubt, one of the players to watch here. And Exotic, though, I have to say, without a doubt, if Team Canada does win this series here, I have to crown Exotic your player of the series, or a player of the grand finals. He has been on fire, even on maps where he shouldn't be the most fiery of players on his team because, you know, he's a submachine gun player, you know, but it's Exotic, man. Like, he's turning up, and I'm just hoping that we get to see him get an opportunity to you know, showcase his talents on, you know, maybe even the CDL stage in the coming year or so, because this guy, he needs to be more and more respected, I feel.
Yeah, especially as intellect. He's definitely, especially towards the beginning of the season, I know it, at the very least, I and a lot of other people, we go over there just to double check the meta and stuff like that, because he is very good at figuring out stuff like that. And so he does end up helping out people figure out a lot of the GAs. He's a very informational streamer to watch at the very least, in addition to being very skilled. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into what could be the final hardpoint of the night, and the way Team Canada is playing it very well might be getting better and better in the hardpoints as the night has progressed, and now that awesome performance in the Search and Destroy, it's looking like they have truly gotten the better of GGDD. But is that actually true? We're going to find out very, very soon, as the map is going to be getting going any second here, guys.
Yeah, and I do want to bring it up once again to those people at home that are tuning in at this late stage. This is a bracket reset, ladies and gentlemen. This is a second best of 5, and Team Canada is on 4 maps in a row winning. You know, out of the last, what was it? We've had 6 maps already played today in the bracket reset and the new series combined, right? So we are getting ready. It's going to be Tuscan Hardpoint on the horizon. And I think we'll be cutting to a short break as we're dealing with some tech stuff. But we'll be right back in just a moment, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be ready for Tuscan Hardpoint shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is your map 3 of the bracket resetted best of 5. Team Canada up 2-0. It's Caster Fortrix with Comica, the grand finals duo that everybody loves to see here at the esports hub. And I'm hoping you guys can hold on to your hats as this one is off to the races already.
Truly is. GGDD, they have fallen very far from grace coming in from the winners bracket. The winners, but they've already lost their advantage, and Team Canada is looking to go from 3-1 to 3-0, getting better as the night goes along. Team Canada breaking in and getting a lot of hill time off this one as well. Again, even in this map, we're seeing a change of pace here, Tricks. Whereas last time we saw it, GGDD broke the hill very hard and then broke the spawn shortly after and sort of ran amok around Team Canada. Team Canada is looking a lot stronger this time.
Oh, sure. They even broke that P1 really well, but now you're looking at this P2 that you told me before, and when we broke it all down, you helped correct me on not being a money hill, but one that can be contested quite well. And so we see GGDD now take the new lead here on the map early days, and also look to hold well as they grabbed a full team wipe off of the hill. Team Canada pressed back towards Windows, towards Plat, and now they have to try to work their way to get into this hill. And then after, what, 20 seconds of this hill, they're going to have to rotate over to Fountain. It's a weird task, but so far they're kind of doing it as they're keeping GGDD pinned to the right.
Yes, and Parasite is going to be winning these crucial 10 seconds for his team that will be giving them the lead going into next, and they've basically got the best positioning for next, unless Gwyn can do something, which he can't. Too many cooks in the kitchen for him. It's a common case. But GGDD, they still have people coming in and harassing their opponents. Parasite is going to be a little bit away from his teammates for now, so if GGDD can hurry up with their push before Parasite gets in there, then they can definitely make a 4v3 successful for themselves.
Yeah, and success is what Dak is finding as he flanked through shingles, through roofs, and was able to find multiple kills and grab spots for his team. This is now going to be a hill that can be turned into money, printing money for GGDD. But Team Canada, they're not shaking down without a fight as they push on. Diamond Con finding one, player fire steps, finds one as well. The kill feed goes pinstriped, but GGDD come out with their hands looking a little better on a 59-50 situation and points. But Team Canada, they're well poised for that Church Hill that we both know is so hard to break for either team once another team gets a hold of it.
I'll talk about money hills on Tuscan. This is, in my opinion, the hardest hill to get a strong break on. Yeah, you can go in, but you're going to get fried as soon as you step onto it. Case in point, Dak not standing a chance up against Exotic on the heady. Another one falling to Exotic, and a third nice from Exotic, and that's a full wipe across the board. Team Canada looking to take this entire hill to the bank. They're surpassing their opponents, and now he's looking for another, getting overloaded by his opponents, and now, barring a huge play from Parasite, it's going to get broken. Yeah,
it is broken, and it's weirdly broken from the top of Church. you really hardly see the top of church be the avenue in which this hill is broken. It's usually broken from that side, from the side door towards P2, the side door towards outer church, or that back door or front door. But the upper area, wild. But Team Canada do recover for some scraps of this hill and have a player on the new hill to challenge, and it's Exotic, the player that absolutely loved this top Granny's hill. Maybe it's Exotic's shack, Exotic's house at this point, with the way that he's just looked so proficient on it. As he's now going to play the steps, this close quarters gunfight area here with the sub. He's going to light up some players as well that look to press him over by here. But for now, Team Canada holding really well on this P5.
Is it? Yeah, that can't be correct. Anyways, yeah, Exotic. Sorry, it says that he has 0 bullets, and I'm like, is he really hopping out the window with 0 bullets? That can't be right, and it wasn't. Codcasts are just a little bit messed up still, but it's all right. We love it all the same. It's better than it was before. But speaking of being better than it was before, Team Canada coming in and thoroughly getting a lead off of this hill in general. Now, as Parasite getting the streaks, he's only going to get 1. Exotic, we saw him especially on that hill in the last map doing an incredible job, so I'm waiting for it, Exotic. I'm waiting for it just to see him pop off again, sliding the corner onto Gwyn and taking him down pretty nicely. Gus falling shortly to the rest of his teammates, and the only one that is left is Dak in the middle of the map. But somehow, some way, they managed to trade out evenly despite all this.
See, I like how GGDD have sort of done a bit of damage repair here as they are ending that first rotation of hills in a score line that's only 93 to like 129 here. And GGDD, they have early rotation over to P1. They have early control. They have mid-map control as well with the player top fire and Dak overextending into church. He leads him open to die. A streak invested from Parasite. Now it's Team Canada with some time to play with on this hill, and also good right-hand side of the map spawns to be able to work over to the next hill. But Royalty comes in like a king and takes a hold of the throne over by the players from GGDD. Comica, it's a huge plays from Team Canada. Nothing but positive looks at the moment. They're looking like they might positively win this series here in a 3-0 fashion.
I mean, they are starting to look a lot more convincing than their opponents. It's starting to... They're definitely looking like the favorites to win this, I would say, Team Canada, but there's still plenty of time for GGDD. They just have to start now, in my personal opinion, based on how things have gone so far. They've got to get a break on this hill. They can't let Team Canada get over 200 before they've at least gotten somewhat close. But it looks like Team Canada is going to be getting a lot of time off this hill, despite the fact that it can be pretty easily broken, but they can just... They go to show you that it can be easily held as well. You just have to hold proper positioning for it. GGDD, they're going to be forced out to the next hill where Team Canada is actually going to beat them in the foot race too. So yeah, Team Canada on all counts looking stronger than their opponents.
And Dak, he went for that same play by Shingles, and fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it doesn't happen again. But GGDD, they just end up having numbers. Even with Team Canada sending Royalty all the way to the restaurant to start making a pizza for them to early enjoy, he ultimately gets cut off and overwhelmed in there. It becomes his grave. And now GGDD with control of the fountain, control of spawns over to the left side of the map. Team Canada, they have to try to work their way towards the hill, and they're starting to be able to do that with Team Canada adding pressure and adding time in their favor. Just the success that this side has found from being behind, from being ahead, it's I don't know, man. Nobody can really dispute with the fact that Team Canada, they deserve to win this one right here and right now. But obviously GGD, they still have some fight in them, and you know, I'm excited to see what else they can bring in as this next hill pops up.
GGDD, I mean, they do still have a lot of things they can do to get back into this game. They're making a good start and making a good stand on the next hill, P4. Like we saw, it's very hard to break Team Canada. They showed that to us well and truly on the last time we saw us in the previous rotation, but we did see a break coming out from GGDD later at the end of the hill, but Team Canada looking to get things started early, making the hill phone neutral, and Gwyn at 8 health is going to be their only pathway in when they try to go for a push back in. How is Gwyn going to try and do this? He's thinking about going out the window, but Exotic is there and he's waiting for him, takes him down very cleanly. Dak equally as cleanly taking people down, but with those stairs positioned in top of church held by Exotic, they're not really able to fully get comfortable control over it.
Yeah, GGDD Profit definitely slipped away from them there, with Team Canada holding a nice line and distract in a way, not necessarily in Team Canada profiting at all, but in a way, they're now banking on that profit they found in the first rotation of hills. Team Canada found profit on that P5. They're looking to find it again, and enough profit to put away their opponents here in this hard point. As even a team nade comes through for GGDD, they're starting to really lose it, potentially in the comms, I would assume, when a frustrating moment like that happens at the potential end of this grand finals series here, as Team Canada on the threshold of that doorway. It's at 233 to 159. Kamaka, it's potentially could be as close as it could be, but it could be even more closer, right?
It could be if GGDD is able to do some stuff here. They're actually able to win out on this hill and Parasite making rotation for next. I actually have a little bit of intel on that team nade for you. You notice how Dak or G-Buzz, whoever it was sitting on the stairs? He was cooking the grenade, and Royalty turned the corner and fried him with the grenade still in his hand and made the grenade go down pretty much right where he was, and as soon as his teammate pushed in, he died by his own teammate's grenade that he dropped from getting killed by Royalty. So that was pretty funny. Two for the price of one. Team Canada starting to get really close to this victory. They're hunkering down on it, but D-Buzz trying to make something happen. Royalty is going to royally destroy him in that one. Contesting for the time being, and Gwyn with a huge kill is going to get it back into his team's favor. 2 seconds is all that is necessary, and Exotic with another huge sub kill, allowing a road for his teammates to get back in only until Gus is in there and getting back control over the objective. One touch is all you need, and it looks like it might come a little bit later than we thought, but Team Canada is getting so close to total victory for them on the night.
It's just, you know, you echo it, but unfortunately, it just isn't solidly in front of us. The rotation to the next hill, it's to come through right now. GGDD, they need to keep a player on that last seconds of time. But
huge kill!
Time! Oh my god, D-Buzz! So clutch, finds the kill. Gwyn
no way!
The kill, and DiamondCon, Doc find the kill as well. This is crazy. This is so insane. Does GGDD do it?
Gus!
Team Canada at 249, trying to stay alive, and they keep slaying them off. GGDD, they do it. Potentially, it is 224 to 249. The knife's edge, the butter knife. I don't know what we could say, but this is just, it's so thin. Every single mistake Team Canada makes, GGDD is getting a mile to get back in here. Gwyn's holding this corner here. He could die to the player contesting this hill. He finds one kill. Another player there finds the second. Does he find the third? No, his teammate takes it instead. The trades have been great. This energy is absolutely wild. It's insane. It's Team Canada.
I can't believe this.
Choking this whole entire map and giving GGD so much love. Right here in this moment, Parasite! Away. No
way!
Comes through, and GGDD take it. GG. Death has been delivered on the map. Team GGDD win it 250 to 249. Oh my lord!
Tricks, that was one of the most utterly incredible things I've seen in the AM scene so far. That is one of the most incredible moments. You can't say that there's been a more incredible comeback than that so far. 249 points from P1, and then they go all the way to P3, somehow, someway winning every single gunfight along the way. That is truly the definition of ridiculousness, Tricks. I cannot believe that we just saw Team Canada get come back on like that. They weren't even at 200 points by the time they were at 249. That is insane. That's it. They must have had high vibes going into that, but, I mean, obviously, it's going to deteriorate now that you just got wiped time and time and time again. 3 hills in a row when you just need to win 1 in order to get the hill. Still a lively game up in here, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of GGDD.
Man, oh, that was probably, I think I have to say that's without a doubt probably the top 10 maybe no, top 3. Why was I even saying top 10? That's a top 3 hard point finishing kind of moment there. It goes up there. It goes up there with a hard point that I had actually end in a tie because of time.
Hmm.
Like that, you can't make those things up. And ladies and gentlemen, I can like I wish I could prove to you guys. I feel like there has to be some way that we can prove it, but like Comica, like we didn't script this. Like you can't even script something like that. Really, you can't. So if anybody was to ever think that that was scripted, throw that out the window. Please crumple up whatever paper that you're trying to like write out this sort of dispute or theory on and just throw it out the window. Because along with me thinking that GGDD was all out, I kept saying, it's over, Team Canada has it. Like I swear to God, man, after everything that I said about Team Canada winning, if they don't still win this series and if GGDD turn everything around off of this map in that moment, I will forever remember this series 100%.
Now it would be the mother of all reverse sweeps tricks. Oh my god. But
Ah,
yeah, that I I was really thinking they were out of there as well. This is something that's like unprecedented, especially in esports. That we have not had a game this close yet. But yeah, obviously it's gonna take a little bit of a toll. I'm sure I can literally hear Parasite and the guys from Team Canada in my ear saying, "Just win one gunfight, guys! Come on!" But yeah, obviously we're going into Gavudu, their stomping grounds. They seem like they had a great old time on it. Obviously, we had Dak doing great stuff on P1, but then again, we also had Royalty doing the exact same thing at a more pertinent time in the game and sealed the game for his team. But I mean, hey, we've had some bad luck or bad runs in hardpoint for GGDD up until this point, but honestly, that might just wipe everything away from the past. The record has been reset, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel like in a way we also should look at that as being like you can't ever feel too confident in a hard point. Like I feel like to a degree, a lot of Team Canada's errors there came from them feeling too overconfident once they hit that 249 mark. They're like, oh, like we can just keep sending ourselves one after another at the hill, maybe even send 2 guys at the hill, and we'll get it. We'll get a trade to go our way, and then we just need that 1 second, or they're off the hill and we have a guy there and we win, right? Like they needed to play like they wanted it more than their opponents did at that moment, and Team Canada just didn't feel it. They're up 2-0 in this series. They're 1 point away from winning. They had such a strong lead, and there just wasn't enough urgency on them, and they just got the wool thrown over their head right there. And it sucks. It's heartbreaking. It could be very, very mentally draining as well from your team and exhausting. So, as a Team Canada fan here, patriotically, um, uh, like I'm hoping that they don't come out looking extremely defeated or shooken up going into this next map, or else this could really be that could have been the chapter defining moment on the series, from Gus right there pulling that MVP award out of his ass. Like that's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
The whole chat was saying it. The guy was literally the MVP and God at the end of that map. But ladies and gentlemen, we're only kind of dragging on in conversation with you guys only because that we've had some delaying moments here with the map not being started yet. So uh, we do want to give you guys the action as soon as possible. So hopefully we can get that map going. But while we wait for that all to load up, we'll hit to a short break, really short break, guys. When we're back, we promise you there will be action for you guys to enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, nades are flying, the guns are firing, and we're in for a map number 4 on a series that really didn't look like it was gonna happen, but it did. The miracle of all hardpoint wins and comebacks came through for GGDD. Now can they have the reverse sweep? Another miracle moment happened for them to win this one here. This is me, Castor Portrix, joined with Comica for the action, and Dak bringing the action today.
Dak on the attack once again on P1. We saw him have great success on it in the last time we played GGDD, but it did end up in a Team Canada victory. So far, 3 out of 4 players still have donuts after 2 or 3 attempts at the gunfights. So GGDD, man, oh man, are they bringing it? And Gus winning that gunfight up against Exotic, was not seeing that coming. Definitely seems like the winds have changed in the favor of GGDD, at least for the moment.
Yeah, it definitely winds have changed. There's a different sail in latitude and longitude put into the compasses of some of these travelers as we're here on GGDD. Gwyn finding 2, make it 3 in a row here, make it 4 now as Gwyn takes down Diamond Con, devouring all of these players from Team Canada. GGDD turning over a new lead through the new wind change. They're past 50 points, and their opponents here in Team Canada haven't even gotten into the double digits yet. As we're in on that P2, we're seeing already halfway played through.
Oh no.
Absolutely untouchable right now.
Royalty joining the 007 club for the first time, and man, oh man, we've had some convincing starts from both teams in hardpoints, but I would say that this is the most convincing so far. GGDD, they've been on point, start to finish, and Royalty, to that point, still has yet to pick up a kill. Everyone on Team Canada is negative. Gwyn gonna try and defend himself with a solid glide bomb. He is more than likely going to die in this situation, but at least he is going to knock the player anchoring out one of the spawns, but he's still got plenty of players close like Diamond Con, so it's not gonna shake things up too greatly.
Of all the players, he also takes down Royalty again. This guy is Owen Wilson right now on the map, 0-9. Not really able to get anything going, but hopefully with us maybe talking about down
man,
give him maybe some confidence to try to, you know, make us look silly talking down on him, but he just gets absolutely stomped. And this is that GGDD. We saw Team Canada win before, but it was weird because they came back and their sub was leaving a strong mark as well in it. You know, and with the Royalty looking so bleak at the moment, when before it was Parasite who was the bleak one, this is just a weird script. You know, once again, showing to you guys why this is not scripted at all. Like, you can't. As Team Canada, they're sitting at 47. GGDD looking like they're going to get themselves into an 100-point mark already this early in the rotations with so much success found. The hill blue as well. Nobody able to find a kill onto them. And yeah, man, Team Canada, they look so shaken up.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've seen Team Canada not make the P4 rotation before their opponents, and it's really going to show how impactful it can be if GGDD was able to get here first. Again, the wins have really and truly changed into their favor. Team Canada, they're really good players, so this isn't necessarily an indictment of them. It's a showing of how good this GGDD team can be when it's got the proper mindset, it's got the proper teamwork, it's got the juices flowing, and they are about to get over 100 points clear of Team Canada. Rotation in the favor of Dak again. Parasite in the door, can't see it, but sees that it's open, and now Dak just waiting for the challenge, but Parasite will be winning it. Not with the rotation, though, as Gwyn still making trouble for him.
Yeah, number 2 spawn in an advantageous position right there. I'm not sure he has knowledge on number 6. Obviously, somebody else probably does there. But the spawns out by the beach, by the P number 2, or P number 3, look pretty decent for GGDD, and they're more than decent. They're able to be used to grab a hold of this hill for the team in blue as well, and see them continuing to find profit all over the place here on GGDD. As Team Canada, they're having such a rough go at things. 20 seconds left of this hill, but we talk about rough going for teams in the middle of the maps, you know, at the beginning in the first rotation, and these teams, Comica, still seem to find a way to have us bite our teeth and bite our words, because it's just been comeback city on these hard points for teams.
It's been comeback after comeback after comeback tonight. If it's a theme after the night, is that no team is ever truly out of a situation. Not out of that gunfight either, apparently, is going to be D-Buzz winning up against Parasite, 9 health remaining. Exotic, only one left on the objective, does get some help, but it falls very shortly after, but he's able to string 2 together of his own. So, Team Canada starting to look like they might be on the comeback here as well. If they do get the remainder of this time, they will be close to their opponents. Either way, they're making monumental leaps towards their opponents who are once 100 points clear of them.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining on this hill. There doesn't look to be much left in terms of a motivation to attack back into this hill. My apologies, there is, but it's just going to get cut down by Haggy here, who is going to find himself 2, but Gus jumps on in the MVP from that last map. He's going to find himself a response of 2, but Royalty there to cut him down. The 8 and 18, it's an improvement for Royalty, but still not the best of looks we've seen from him today in the hard points. But Exotic here, he's still continuing to fire on all cylinders, finding a nice flick of a kill there, looking for maybe another one onto Gwyn. His teammate will take it down, and Canada looking to approach and get into the hill, but the boys in blue are absolute demons here on Gavutu this time around.
Yeah, GGDD might have had a little bit of a scare those last hills in a row, but they are well and truly back on top in this hill right here, right now. Getting, I think, about pretty much all of the hill time. Yeah, I think it was just about all of it. Nice shot from Gus onto Diamond, gonna take him out of another nice position. Speaking of positioning, just overall great. Dak gonna even further cement the woes of Team Canada by getting up on that tank. That was the main pathway that they were using to attack, but now that's going to be gone here as well. GGDD might lose these last 10 seconds, but look at the setup that they're going to be having now. They've got the spawns, they've got control over P1, and they've got a guy all the way over on the objective already. They've got every single major avenue and push point on lockdown, and Dak, as soon as he sees someone's pushing from here, he's going to instantly take down all of them. Half the map now on lockdown from Dak.
Oh, if he would have devoured Royalty right there, that would have been such an icing on the cake kind of moment for GGDD. But here, they're going to still continuing to find success on these hills with those early rotations, obviously being fruitful here with Gwyn in the in whatever that vehicle is that
we'll call it the Gus bus.
Sure, we'll call it Gus's bus here on this map, for instance, right? But while we also talk about him, Caster's Curse comes through and he does drop. Exotic looking to pressure into the Gus bus, and he does find the kill onto Gwyn, so it will be some scraps going their way. But number 8 rotating without being seen. D-Buzz in the back here. Canada will not expect him to be there. They must be able to adjust as soon as possible, and there should be some sort of potential expectation that they are back there with their teammates spawning out all the way on the other side of the map, with Diamond Con getting a 3-piece and streaks being called in. This starts to secure up this map more and more, second by second, for GGDD.
GGDD out of nowhere, they get the rotation again. Team Canada losing the plot, falling apart at the seams. This is crazy, and GGDD, they are pouncing on them. They smell the blood, they sense their opponent is weakened, and they are just laying on the pain. GGDD, that is how you seal out a game from being at 249 points. That is also the most convincing scoreline we've seen so far. We were talking about Team Canada having that. GGDD now beats that by 30 points. We are going to a map 5 search and destroy, ladies and gentlemen. How much better than that can it get?
Holy man, Team Canada is so frustrated. They had a player. This is the first time out of all of the maps that we've played out so far in this series that we've had a player actually leave the lobby before we saw the scores pop up on the screen, guys. And it was somebody from Team Canada, like, just they're in total disarray. But if anything is maybe to be helpful for them, is that we have a search and destroy coming up next. You know, it's a map that it's a mode that they just won. Their last win was on a search and destroy in this series. You're looking at it also being Tuscan. It's a replayed map that they lost in the first rotation of 5 best of 5s in the bracket reset. So there should be some familiarity there. You're looking at, we've talked about their ability to adapt with their veteranship on their lineup. So having seen what their opponents are capable of doing on Tuscan, maybe they don't let them have it again like that and get the Tuscan to go their way again the exact same sort of way. I don't know, man. Like at this point, obviously I'm wearing my Canada gear and I want Canada to win. I'm grasping at straws slightly, but Comica, man, this GGDD side, they're looking so good at the moment.
That honestly, I did not see something like that coming. That was something truly special that you don't really see every day, even in some grand finals here for Tricks, especially up against a group like Team Canada. This is ridiculous. And so, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, who would have thought we'd be here right now? Map 5 onto a map that both teams have played so far, but the team that did slightly better on it is going to be GGDD. This is the map probably that they picked. But yeah, they did have a little bit of a hard time on Oasis, so that does have to be taken into account. Technically 1-1, these teams on Search and Destroys as of tonight. It was pretty much equal, the scoreline, 6-2 in the favor of good old GGDD in the Tuscan. But it was also on Oasis in this series in general. It was Team Canada 6-3. And so going into this map, we have to take both into account. But what I think we really should be focusing on here is momentum that GGDD have after those amazing wins in the hardpoint, and the fact that they also did so good on this map. So edge GGDD in my opinion.
Dude, I see. Okay, Search and Destroy is the only mode in this game. Well, is the only mode that's like 2 for 2 on going to the team that's looked the best. Like has had the lead from the start of that of the map, right? So Team Canada in their win on Oasis, they were up like 3-0, I think, before we started to see rounds get on the board for GGDD. But Canada still gets it. You know, same on the Tuscan though. It was GGDD. They take a strong lead and they're able to close out the map and have it go their way. Then you look at all of the hard points that have kind of happened. I think it was like 4 out of the 6 hard points that we saw play out. It was the team that was behind that actually won, like behind for the majority of the game, that ultimately then won the game at the end. So if there's any indication here from looking back at stats and everything, is that we can throw it all out the window. This is your map that decides the series, the grand finals, the winner of Esports Hub, and it's going to be a little bit unpredictable. I really want to say that. Like, either team here has shown that they deserve it. Clearly right now with the momentum, like you said, GGDD, they deserve the reverse sweep. We will see though who does get it ultimately. Comica, I know you're anticipating this with me as well. Do you have a scoreline you want to predict? Maybe not a win.
Oh, I love hot
winning
takes.
team. Let's not do a winning team prediction because I don't want to do that. I feel like, you know, obviously I think you guys know who I want to predict. But like, let's try to predict scoreline at least. You know, what do you think?
6-4. I'm gonna have to go 6-4.
Just because of how crazy things have been, I'm going with a 6-5. I want to see around 11.
You're gonna one up
Search
me
and
then,
Destroy.
okay?
Yeah, no, it's not like a one up. It's also to be different. But
Fair
I think
enough.
it's gonna end in a 6-11, 6-5. I feel like it's what we deserve. It's what the people at home deserve as well, spectating and watching, guys. I feel like you all deserve around 11 Search and Destroy to end it all here.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting on one final player. I believe it is Parasite to get back in here, but other than that, we're all good to go, so stick around. I just want to encourage all of you guys, while we have this time, to go ahead and give some love to all the players that are playing right now. Parasite, Diamond Con, Royalty, I'm sure you guys know all these people, but go follow their orgs, Team Canada, as well as the GGDD players. You got Gus, you got Buzz, D-Buzz, excuse me, Gwyn and Dak. They are all awesome players, and if you want to see some awesome COD, they're playing it all the time, so go ahead and give them some love. Also give love to our gracious hosts in the Esports Hub on Twitter. They host a plethora of games, so if you like Call of Duty, you like Halo, you like pretty much any game, they host tournaments for that, so go ahead and give them all the love as well. And speaking of giving love, make sure, if you have enough of it left, to give some of it to Caster Tricks over there. That's his ad on Twitter, as well as me on Twitter, Comica_18. My camera is frozen again. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are in the mood and we got some time, dropping a follow is free, so go ahead and give us some love on the social medias as well. It does appear that we're still waiting for Parasite to get up in here, probably doing a little bit of a team talk, but while they get all of their you know, last minute strats together, their last minute team talks for this epic conclusion to the night. Tricks, we're going to go to a break. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the grand finals, the final map. I mean, absolute final map. We've had a bracket reset already happen. Team Canada won the first series 3-1. We're now in that final map, map 5 here on the final series, series 2. Who will come away with it? Comica, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Honestly, I think anybody would be in this situation. I'm sure that Team Canada is as well. Now, Team Canada getting a pretty clean plant and dodging all the nades onto the nade spot on the objective. But coming around the back is going to be Gwen instantly taking down D-Buzz, starting to gain some control over the middle of the map. But Parasite and his teammates of Team Canada have got contingency plans for this. They're setting up for every possible flanking avenue, watching the front, watching the back. But the problem of being this divided is the fact that you can get easily pieced apart, which is what's happening for Team Canada. Exotic trying to buy them the last few seconds they need, but it's not going to happen. GGDD is going to be able to break Team Canada's death grip on the objective in time for a defuse. 1-0, GGDD.
Usually it's the saying goes, you know, when you're divided, you get conquered, right? But in this situation, the divided play call coming out of GGDD was exactly what was right for the situation. It pulled apart and conquered the sort of heightened noose sort of around this bomb site that you had said before with Team Canada's setup. And it was great. GGDD, they get the first round. They continue to play with the momentum from the last 2 maps going their way. Ladies and gentlemen, Dak is back on the sniper. Gotta love it as well. Just so much entertainment and value that GGDD brings to the table for the spectator and for, obviously, you know, their players and what they bring to the table here in action and competition. It's just so exciting, wouldn't you say, Kamika?
I definitely would. One thing I'm worried about here for GGDD is they have control over the site, but they seem to be stalling out for some reason. It's because they feel something's not quite right. Parasite, he's like, I just want to get something going here. But, oh, D-Buzz coming around the corner, gets fried by 2 people. Patience paying off for Team Canada. Diamond Con with another one, and Parasite skirting on away from that one, but Royalty is going to be taking his place in the dead department. Coming around the back is going to be Diamond Con serendipitously as Dak is at the same time, but Team Canada, they are going to be clapping back defense for defense.
Yeah, the Gus bus had been halted there in that round. Even though he did find a kill in the middle of the map, I feel like that was part of the reason as well why things were such a standstill for so long, was they knew that the side of GGDD that they did not have middle of the map control. They had some sort of knowledge and worry of the player in the middle of the map there. I think it was who was it, Gus or Parasite or somebody?
Yeah, Parasite was mid-map.
Parasite was mid-map for such a long time, not really contested or taken down or distracted. But Team Canada, they make a lion's play to the middle, and they're able to get there and get the bomb down so quick. And Diamond Con in the background, he wins another one-on-one with Gwyn over by the granny house. Dak's pistol kill on Royalty puts things into a 2 versus 3, a lot more doable. The sniper shot is so good from Dak. Oh, Lord, that was beautiful. Hits the player on the head. Could he get the next one? He does.
Here he goes.
Oh, my Lord. The ace could happen right here, ladies and gentlemen. Diamond Con, can you get the shot through the box? No,
Dak.
He doesn't play it. And Dak sticks the defuse for the round win. What an absolute genius.
I'm screaming internally after that play from Dak, dude. Oh my god. Have we seen some amazing plays? I think that's one of the most amazing ones we've seen, especially in the climate that we're in right now, where every one of these rounds counts. It's winner take all for this grand final, but obviously someone will still be winning some money, not quite as much, but Dak making sure that his team is going to be winning the 60% more likely than before. Huge kills in the previous round.
And it's those moments right there where it looks like an absolute collapse of judgment and choke that Team Canada, following those, just absolutely flounders. And we see it once again here with a flawless round, it looks like, coming through from GGDD. And they take another notch up to a 2-round cushion of a 3-1 scoreline going into round number 5 coming up next. And GGDD, they just look to bolster their lead further and their confidence further here.
Look at those non-traded kills from Dak. All of his kills are not traded. That's definitely saying something. Obviously, Diamond Con's doing a pretty good job of that as well, but you got to be trading out more efficiently if you're Team Canada. This is something that they're usually really good at, but they're just getting divided and conquered, especially when Dak, caught him on the cross. You hate to see that. And then D-Buzz catching another one in the middle of the map. Bomb is still planted, but not so tenable of a position for Royalty. Diamond Con's going to have to hold this from a distance, but he's in a good spot to do it.
He is, but he's going to get forced out more than likely by a player at least. Gus is going to be there. The sniper is able to hold the angle. Dak, he takes the player's head off, poaches him like a peasant in the forest. I meant pheasant, not peasant, but sure, we can even call him a peasant as well, as right now he is not looking like Royalty whatsoever. Not meant to be also a shot at Royalty, but man, I'm hitting strays all over the place right now. These players on Team Canada, I'm not too happy with their performance, but I swear it's not motivated in anything horrific. But Kamika, man, Team Canada got to step it up if they want to make the Canadian fans proud, if they want to make their fans, maybe not Canadian, proud as well. I know a few of them were in chat here before this match even started, they're looking a lot quiet right now as GGDD and the Gus Bus and Dak attack are aflight here on this Tuscan search.
Man, this is just looking so oppressive from Dak. I wouldn't, to your point, I'm not upset with Team Canada's play. I'm just utterly impressed with Dax. I was telling you about how I was thinking he was going to be one of the standout players. Oh, here he goes. Gus, I mean, he's been doing a great job as well. I think, though, this has to be considered when we're talking about man of the match at the end. He's going to be trying to pre-fire a sniper shot through the smoke, trying to do another one, doesn't quite hit, and in go Team Canada, trying to get a retake on the site after the smoke.
Diamond Con's two-piece is huge, up top, broken, also called fire. He might be on fire right now in the round coming off of those two big kills. Gwyn gonna pressure the player on the bomb defusal.
How does he do
the
this?
Next one. That is a two-piece that should not have happened. It's a 1-versus-1 that was a 1-versus-3 before. He has knowledge on the player's rotations and he gets it to go as well, Gwyn. There is magic. Teaming from the fingers, from the thumbs, from the controllers of each and every player on the side of GGDD. It is looking like a GG done deal, like I said before, in this match here right now on Tuscan S&D.
How does he get away with something like that? Gwyn running through the middle of the map, killing the bomb planter, then killing the guy mid-map, and then leaving Diamond Con lost in the sauce. Cannot hope to find him, and he does eventually reveal himself, but still wins the gunfight. They're going up solo dolo up against Diamond Con, full flank. He's not going to be having a fun time here. Gets a solid trade out for his own life. Lets Parasite know what's coming. Parasite gonna have to go huge here, but loses the first battle up against Gus. It's all on Exotic and Royalty on the bomb site. 30 seconds they have to hold out for up against 3 of GGDD's best.
And the play was so telegraphed. GGG, they know that Diamond Con likes to play that building. They know he's the only one on the team with a strong amount of kills, and so they wanted to take him off the board early. But Exotic, he was alive, and he's also a demon for this side of Team Canada that cannot be reckoned with here and now, as he comes alive here from the ashes like a phoenix to a degree in this round, makes his KD a 5-5, gets I think 2 to 3 kills on that round as well. The ingenuity, and at this moment that maybe he can telegraph and try to help create some sort of life and comeback potential in this search and destroy for Team Canada. Is it there? Is it potentially possible? It is, Comica, but man, GGGD, they have this attack round to work with.
It's always been there for Team Canada. We've seen both teams have the ability to come back, but will the willpower be strong enough for Team Canada? Gonna try and bounce it off the tree once again, and oh, that's on the money for Royalty, killing the bomb planter right where he stands. Dak now gonna have to go and not attack, but plant the bomb, but he's actually gonna take a little bit of a peek-see, see if Royalty wants to chow out at him. No one really gonna be here to give him some help. He's gonna try and get this stun out just to make sure if he gets a hit, then his opponents won't be able to chow him out so quickly, so I like that idea from Dak. He's gonna instantly have to run away now, but they've got good control over mid-map. All they have to do is hold the outer lanes and prevent a defusal from mid-map.
Diamond trying to play for a kill. The defuse trying to be played for by Royalty. He gets gunned up. Gus, yeah, oh man, the captain of the bus, he drops right there. Diamond Con, he's been absolutely lethal, and he finds himself too. Gwyn in the 1-versus-1. We saw him pull off an incredible 1-versus-3 before. Does he challenge the diffuser yet? Diamond Con doesn't stick, and he drops right there like a fly in the dirt, getting stung like a bee. And there you go. That is a 6-2. GGDD win the eSports Hub tournament, final, league, playoffs, everything. $2,000 was on the line in this all, and they are going to be the winners here. Man, the Gus Bus continues to ride on to the sunset.
Gus Bus making no stops along the way. Oh my god, that was so amazing. Literally every single player from the side of GGDD popped off in that round. That could be a highlight reel for all of them. That map alone. That was amazing. We had great moments for Gwyn in 2 of the rounds, especially in the last one up against Diamond Con of all people, Mr. CDL Pro. And he was able to ice him in a 1v1 to seal things out. Obviously, Exotic had a great moment there as well, where he and Royalty were able to keep things going a little bit as well. But we can't leave out Dak, man. We can't leave out Dak with that amazing snipe and just kills in the middle of the map. It was utterly ridiculous to witness. And so, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as my camera dies, it's couldn't have picked a better time, because that is going to be the end. GGDD are going to be your champions, and I guess you are going to have to throw away that towel after all, Tricks.
I'm taking it all off, man. This is defeat on a level that I didn't think I'd witness, especially when things looked so good for Canada. They were up 2-0 in a series. They had the lead in that map 3, and just what a tragic, and I mean tragic, reverse sweep has that just befall them in this grand finals. After the reset they worked so hard for in the 3-1 win in the first series, then they continue that success into 2 straight maps to start this one, and then just to have it all fall apart in this way. I feel for the players, you know. I arguably feel for the nation, even though I know the nation wasn't necessarily here present. But I thank every single fan out there that cheered on Team Canada, man. Like, even though we lost, man, I still feel so good for these guys. I feel like this will be a really good learning experience for them to learn from. And then ultimately, on the backside of things, congrats to GGDD. They 100% deserve this too. It's not like it was something that they didn't deserve at all and they just happened to accidentally stumble across victory. No. Comica, like we had talked time and time again throughout this series, they 100% deserve it from start to finish. Even through losses, they looked like they were putting up fights that they could even deserve wins through.
One thing I want to say, Trix, is GGDD, by the way, orgless, as far as I know. So, Org owners out there, go ahead and give them a look. They are your champions, and they beat Team Canada to do it. So, I'm sure they're going to definitely have a lot of Org owners in their inboxes, not just for online tournaments, but also probably for LANs. I know that they're also pretty nasty on LAN as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we've got for tonight. It was so amazing. Thank you so much for coming out and viewing this tremendous occasion with us. Best way to end off a league at all, anytime, ever. And so we want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If you guys want to see more amazing COD or any other game, you can go ahead and follow the Esports Hub on Twitter, as well as all of their awesome leagues. You can go ahead and do that, because leaving a follow, it's free and it lets them know that you care. Also, if you're in the mood for doing follows, Comica_18, that's me on Twitter, and Caster4Tricks over there, that is his Twitter @. And also give some love to all the players and Team Canada as well. I'm sure that they're all going to be coming back next season with a bone to pick with GGDD. Next season going to be starting in January. I do believe we're going to be ending it off with the ad. But, ladies and gentlemen, one last thank you from me and Tricks to you for coming out and watching this. It would be very boring, because if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it really make a sound? Same thing's true with Call of Duty. Anyways, guys, we'll see you in the next season. I'm sure that you guys are going to be ready for it. We are too. We'll see you guys then.